and welcome everybody to the 2025 art review. I'm gonna turn that off the chat. Thank you for coming, guys. Thank you. I hope everybody's been doing well and had a great year. I am going to have some amazing guests tonight, and I hope you're excited for them. I know I am. Thank you for roses. I don't know if that worked. I did not look at it for a second. But yeah, I'm Nova Minakawa, your fallen star, rising to the top of your hearts, and I have 5 very special guests that I'm going to be interviewing on their art from this year. And I'm particularly excited because this year we have a variety of different artists, including comic makers, animators, and designers. So that's incredibly exciting, and I hope you're excited too to see all the beautiful art and what the process these artists have taken for this year. Make sure you're gonna check out all of their socials. It's in the pinned comment. Should be on the chat right there. Make sure you follow them everywhere that they are listed and take a close look because some of these people are posting regularly some interesting things, and I just want to spread the word about everybody who is on this channel today. All right. Let's see, there's a couple of things. I want to try to start exactly at 7. So I'm going to talk about a few things. One of them being is if you haven't been looking at our Shortsmageddon, which is basically Mordio and I have created a bunch of shorts this year on YouTube. We have our YouTube channel that I hope that you are following and give a like or comment to that. It really helps for the algorithm. We're trying to boost our channel. That would be really nice if you did that. We also have a new Instagram, which is Mordio and Nova. So check that out if you're an Instagram user, and make sure to check out all the shorts for that as well. This is the second year that I am doing this art review, and I had a lot of fun with it. I hope people did too. I hope everybody finds someone new from this stream and gives them a follow, just checking out cool new art. The format is going to be pretty much the same. I'm going to be going one by one, calling people through Discord so that they can talk about 3 of their favorite pieces from this year and just a little about art in general, goals for this year, maybe goals for next year, etc. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think I'm going to give my first interviewee a call. So let me do that right here. Boop, 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 ba-doo. Wonderful, and I'm going to share my screen just in case you cannot see it on Twitch. So our first guest is Pitohui, and I looked up how to say your name before stream. Did I get it right at all? Are you there with us?
Yeah, sure, if that's the way you want to pronounce it.
How do you pronounce it?
I pronounce it Pitohui.
Pitohui.
I kind of just slur it all together.
Got it. And you're based off of the bird called Pitohui, right?
Yes, so it's a bird with poisoned feathers.
Yeah.
It was the first D&D character that I ever an alchemist with a plague mask, and she became my mascot character, and now I am stuck with her as my name.
Well, I mean, it's a very good name. I think it's pretty recognizable, and it's a bird, so, you know, I really can't fault you for that.
Yeah!
I know you from a shared Discord that, for a few years now, I would say. I think that's right. And I just love the art that you do. I know you have a comic in progress. which is amazing. We're both into magical girls, of course. So, can you tell me a little bit about like just what you do for art wise? Like you do the comic, which I just talked about, but if you want to explain it a little more, feel free.
Sure. Yeah, I'm part of a basically Magical Girl Discord, and that might have been part of the inspiration for me to finally get my characters into their own comic. That is my big project that I've been working on for years now. I just finished the second year of the comic, and it's going to be going for quite a while. And so that's my big art thing, but I also do conventions and posters.
Oh,
And
that's
hmm
awesome.
yeah, so you guys are going to be seeing examples of both of those coming up.
Oh, that's so great. And 2 years, that's a really long time. I admire your dedication.
Yeah, and I have, yeah, like I said, no plans of stopping. It's dedication for a long time.
I admire that so much, the commitment. Well, let's go to your first piece because we can talk a little bit more about the comic because I think the next one, here we go, is a page.
Yes.
Can you see it through either my shared screen? Okay, great. Can you tell us a little bit about this page?
Yes. So this was during a holiday montage during the holiday season. I was glad that it came out like I think November-ish.
Oh, and
So
perfect for to discuss right now.
exactly. Um, so all the girls they just ended their semester and are going home for the holidays, or in the bottom case, their parents came over for the holidays. And I really wanted to try and show how they interact with their families because we previously had never seen them before. These girls are magical girling in college and living on their own for the first time and exploring what that means to be a magical girl and to, be in college and on your own for the first time. So that's a big part of the story, and this was just a nice quiet page of getting to explore their families.
That's awesome. And I really like that they're college age. I think it's sort of like underutilized as a exploratory age. And there's like a lot, I feel like there might be a lot more you can do with it. Have you found it that way
Mhm.
as well?
Yeah, you don't have to deal with the keeping it a secret from the parents if they're in
Yes.
college. So it's like a whole problem that you don't have to deal with there, and they just have so much more freedom.
That makes total sense. And now I know it was probably really hard to pick like a single page to capture the enormity of your amazing comic. But so like how did you land on this one? Was it just like the right time because it was the holidays? Is there like anything in particular that you're super proud of this piece?
I thought this piece really helped highlight the backgrounds, which I am trying to get better at, as well as just character interactions. And also, it doesn't have any text, so I feel like I'm not spoiling anything.
That's very true. Like I've seen your comic for a while now, and I think just like not just in your comic but in your art in general, I feel like you have such a good like ability to capture just scenes, like the vibe, what people are like feeling and doing and just interacting with each other. I mean, look, there's so many people on this page. It's crazy. And I think this one does like a particularly good job. I want to say also like the colors feel incredibly cohesive in this one as well. I like the olive green that you sort of like have with the rest of the tie in with the rest of the piece. I think that's not like I don't really do comics, but I always like question what to put in the background if I don't know. And I think that your like color sense is just incredible.
I do cheat a little bit with the color sense by going through different color palette creators and finding ones that I think look good, and then I use those palettes consistently throughout a theme to make it feel cohesive.
Oh, that is amazing. I don't think that's cheating at all. I think that's very, very smart. Like, I try to do I try to be cohesive in my colors too, but it kind of fails when I start thinking about comics just because I'm like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed with all the things that happen in it. But
Mhm.
it doesn't feel like that at all. How do you feel about like now that you've done this for 2 years? Do you feel like it's gotten any easier, like just drawing a lot?
I think so. I've found a lot of strategies and like methods as I've gone through. Like when I first started, I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to do the paneling or the shading or the backgrounds. But as I've done it for 2 years, I'm like, okay, this is the way that I know I like doing it, and I know how to do it quickly now. So it's
Ooh.
definitely gotten easier.
So does that mean you're sort of like instinctual with your with like the panel sizes and pacing and everything at this point?
Um, you still gotta think about it for
Yeah.
sure, but it's maybe easier to make the decisions and easier to know when and where to get resources, like for backgrounds and like pose references. It's like, do I need to take a photo of myself as a pose reference, or do I need to like get a 3D model and use that to move it around, or can I just, from my own knowledge, sketch it out without either of those? And
Yeah,
so knowing
totally.
when to use references and when you don't need to.
How often would you say that you're posing for references?
Oh, myself? I take pictures of myself a lot, actually. I
Yeah.
don't think I have any in this page, but it's pretty often, especially if it's like a weird angle. And at the Magical Girls, there's certainly a lot of strange angles as they're jumping across rooftops.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Do you have like, are you like me where you have a large camera roll of just like you posing for references?
I have my own like separate Discord channel that I send them to myself so they can get onto my computer, and it's just
Oh,
reference photos.
yes, yes. I do also have my private Discord where I just like kind of post things that I need. That makes a lot of sense.
Oh,
I kind of encourage everybody to, if you use Discord, like make one for just yourself and just put all the crap you need. It's so good at
mhm.
organizing.
And I like taking pictures of like alleyways or like buildings also as references. Like that's also great.
Oh yeah, and that's perfect for your comic. I A lot of
Exactly.
the scenery is like those kinds of places.
Hmm.
What about story wise? Because that's a little adjacent to like art, but it's still an art form. And like, how do you find writing for your story, planning it, etc.? What's your process?
So starting out, I had a bunch of scenes that I knew I wanted to do, and it was just creating that connective tissue for those scenes. Um, and I am starting to run out of the scenes that I had pre-made. Um, so I know how this arc ends, but there's a lot of in-between parts that I'm going to do, and it's kind of evolving with what is happening at the moment. So I'm really in a place in the story that I have a bit more freedom to let the characters do what they want to do.
Mm.
Um, there was actually a scene in chapter 2 that I added because I'm like, Christina would do something stupid here, and then I'm going to have her have consequences for doing something stupid. So like I basically added a whole chapter, and that was really fun.
Oh my god, I love when characters suffer their consequences.
Yeah.
So like, have you been drawing on? Actually, I should first say I don't think we've said the name of your comic. Can you please
Oh,
say the name of your comic, please?
it's called Knights, parentheses K Knights. Um, or I'm pretty sure on the um, website it is k-night.the-comic.org.
Mordio, could you put that in the chat so we can have
Sure.
everybody click on that link? I actually have
There,
only
I
been
got
reading
it.
it through Tumblr, so I feel like I should have known that you had a website, but
It
it just
is
slipped my mind.
linked on every Tumblr.
I'm not observant that way. I'm so sorry.
No, you good. Those Tumblr links are like it's so easy to glaze over.
Yeah, it's true. As much as I get a little upset, but like, oh, it's right there. The information's right there. I am susceptible to this kind of thing as well,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah, so I feel like, oh wait, I did have another question about your comic making. Can I ask, are you using Clip Studio Paint for
I
doing this?
am using Cliptus Studio,
How do you
and
find it?
I have been loving it. I did splurge for the upgraded version because they have a system where you can put all of the pages together and you can see them all next to each other in kind of like a booklet
Oh
kind of
yes, yes.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see spreads, you can see all of my scenes that are like the same color palette all together. You can scroll through them really quickly. I'm doing it right now. It's yeah, so I really like Clip Studio. I think their comic sections are really good. I've seen other people's have like some people have more organic looking panels and I really like them, but I'm also a little too lazy and I'm gonna keep using the tools that Clip Studio gives me.
I mean, it's right there. It's right
Yeah,
there
it's
for
right
you.
there.
Totally. Do you, when you are sketching, I'm assuming you sketch first.
Yeah.
Like, do you do that all digitally, or do you ever like hand draw things and then put it on your computer?
I actually really like doing specifically the thumbnails
Mm.
in pencil and paper. I've make those little squares, I make little stick figures, I figure out where the bubbles go, and for some reason that just feels nicer on pencil and paper. And then I'll transfer that. I won't even like scan it in. I'll just redraw it on the sketch in Clip Studio.
Oh,
But yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
the concept is usually done on paper.
Real quick, because you mentioned speech bubbles, I know this particular page does not have speech bubbles, but I think one of the things I find very difficult in comic making is like figuring out where they go, making sure that the text all fits and stuff like that. Do you do you find that difficult, or do you? What do you think?
It's something I definitely learned. I had someone check my first two chapters and like give a lot of notes, give a lot of tips, and then after that, I'm like absorbed all of that information, and I've just gone forward with knowing what things you should and should not do, like the rules of thumb.
Gotcha.
Gotta make it flow, gotta make sure they look like diamonds, and all that stuff.
Oh yes, because diamonds are a big part of
Oh,
your
also that. That's
theme.
not what I meant, but yes.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been related because I do see a
No,
little
no.
diamond imagery in your
Yeah.
stuff. Awesome. Do you have a particular font? I'm kind of obsessed with fonts.
I use the same font that Sleepless Domain does. It is one moment. Web letter BB.
Web letter.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that part of
Web
CSP?
letter. There's one that's almost identical in Clip Studio Paint now. Once I got the update,
Mm.
so I think their version is comic something.
Yeah, it's
Digital strip regular.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Or Clip Studio Comics.
yeah, something like that. I think it's like fine, but
Yeah.
but I was always for other things.
Yeah.
All right, I think it's time to move on to the next piece. We'll probably still talk about more of your comic stuff, though, because I know that's a big part, but let's see what we have else here. Huntrix piece, yes.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice. And again, the colors are so good. So good to look at.
Thank you.
Do you have any I guess thoughts on this piece? You chose it as one of your favorite pieces.
I really liked how the faces turned out. This was also a piece I did super quickly because I just watched watched the movie, and I was tabling at a convention like the weekend after, and I'm like, what would probably be really popular right now? I should make a poster for that. And so I whipped this out in like 3 days and sent it off to the printers with the rest of my
Dang.
prints. And so yeah, and I'm really happy with how it came out. I had a couple of different versions of it where like the shading and rendering was different, but I like how the flat looks, in my opinion.
Yeah, the flats look really good. I think it's because your line art, your line work is really good too. I think that because the shapes are so nice and defined and bold, that the
Mm,
flats just like it doesn't detract from it at
yeah,
all. I think it enhances.
yeah.
So you mentioned tabling. How often have you tabled? When did you start tabling?
I started tabling, I think it was in like 2019, at just local university conventions. And it was great. I tabled with two of my friends, and we like combined all of our art together to have enough to sell because we were just starting out and we didn't have very many pieces. And we've been working together ever since. And we still have some old pieces that are still good that we continue to sell, and we keep updating our stuff like this, adding new posters, and um, I recently moved away from them, so now we're separated, unfortunately, but we still sell each other's work when we can.
Oh, interesting. So you have a group, but you still like sell each other's stuff with obviously permission. And
Yeah, of course, yeah. I give them their money.
that
Basically, sometimes they just see their PayPal and they're like, "Oh, extra money for doing nothing." And I'm like, "Yeah, I sold your art."
Oh, that's really nice. I kind of wish I had a tag team to do, sort of do that with. Have you always wanted to table, like have that kind of experience?
I don't know if it was an always situation, but I have a lot of fun with it now. Um, when we first started, it was kind of like a why not? That sounds like fun, and then it went really well. Um, so
Oh, I love
it,
it. Going well means a lot of money was made.
yeah.
Do you?
Um,
Oh,
yeah.
do you sell your comic then at conventions? Do you print it out?
I I do not. Making comic would probably be a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
We currently have 200 pages. Um, so we'll see about that in the future. I don't know how well comics would sell compared to something like Huntrix, which is so incredibly popular.
Right. Yeah, I think selling original stuff can be difficult, though people
Yeah.
certainly find a way. Well, have you ever thought about Kickstarter?
Have, but I'll probably wait until like the arc is done.
Fair.
So that might be another 2 years.
Well, I'm sure you're gonna get there because you've come this far and I think you're doing
Exactly.
a great job. Let's see. Oh, I did want to know how big is this? Because this is like poster size, right? How big do you
Yeah.
make stuff?
We make them 11 by 17.
Tabloid size, gotcha.
Yeah, it's a really convenient size because then if you cut it in four, it's also a pretty standard size of 8.5 by 5 by 5, and that's just a really nice poster size also for the smalls. So we sell them in the larges and the smalls, and it's easy to find frames for which people like. It's just a good
Yes,
size.
yes, absolutely. That's when I was in college. I printed a lot of stuff tabloid size, so I totally get you.
Hmm.
So when it comes to like fan art versus personal stuff, do you personally like find a balance between what you do, what kind of stuff you draw? Like, do you draw equally amount of original versus fan art? Do you find yourself drawn to just doing your own thing?
Well, considering I draw at least 2 pages of comic a week, no, it is not equal.
That's fair.
I uh, I don't really draw much fan art at all. It takes a lot for me to really feel that connection for a lot of media anymore. And I feel like if I want to make a poster, it needs to really come from the heart because you can
Hmm.
tell when someone actually cares about the thing that they're making art for.
I think that's completely true. I also find it difficult to do fan art stuff, even though like I love it. For me, it's more like I have to learn how to draw something else versus my mind. Do you feel like when you're drawing fan art for the things that you do like, do you try to be accurate to that style, or do you tend to put your own spin on it?
I think it's a little bit of a mix of both, because usually one of the things that I really like about a show is their style. So I want to try to emulate that in some way, but I also know that that's usually the first time doing that style. So I would need to do a lot of practice in that style to feel comfortable doing something really, really good. So it ends up being more my style with, hints of the other.
I think for this one, I think you did a good job capturing the style. There's definitely oh my god, you said I want to pronounce it the way you say it, Pitowi, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, you got it.
okay, great. I only ever read it, so it's just a little difficult to me. So I feel like, but I think that you definitely captured the style, but it definitely has your signature look to it. And I guess that's sort of interesting topic to say. I know, like, in the Sleepy Discord, maybe I shouldn't have said it. No, that's fine. It's a public Discord. In that Discord, like, there was a time where people were trying to describe each other's art, which is always fun to say.
Yeah.
Do you remember any comments for what your kind of style was described as?
I think one of them said that it feels like ramen.
Yes, yeah.
Because they were describing it, all of them as food. This is the only one I remember. But,
Yeah.
Because it's like savory and has substance, but you can put a lot of different things in it.
Who said that? I can't remember.
It was Hap. It was
Hap, of course.
Of course it was Hap.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty accurate. How would you describe your own style?
Oh, saturated.
Saturated.
I don't know why, but I always keep my colors so saturated, and it's got to be something to do with my monitors. I just really like bright colors.
Hey, so do I. So
Yeah.
it works for me. Let's go to your next piece here. And yes, this is a comparison, which is probably one of the better ones to have as your last piece. But tell me about this. Well, the one on the right is the recent one, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry, go on.
So the one from 2019 was actually one of the first posters that I made for tabling.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't like trans Miku?
Yeah, Miku said trans rights. So she was one of our I think she is still our most popular poster that we've ever had. People went freaking wild for this lady.
Oh, for sure.
And then years passed and like, I can do better. We've had this for so long. I can make a better Miku.
And is this the same size then?
Yeah.
So 11 by 17, I'm assuming as well.
Yeah.
So what did you want to do? Oh, sorry, I'm kind of in the way, but this says 2019 is the first piece, and then the second piece is from this year. What did you want to improve on from the last picture?
So I didn't think it was very dynamic. I thought as a poster it felt really flat. So I wanted to add that perspective, and I thought the face wasn't as good. I thought my shading could be improved on. I thought the details could be fixed. And so yeah, I added all of those things to the new one.
Very nice. Yes, I would agree that this one on the right is much more dynamic. I think the first one definitely has charm as well. But this one on the right has like it's I want to say it's a little cuter to me. I don't know, just like the heart. Oh, and a more modernized heart. That's actually kind of funny because she's doing the old hearts, and now the new one is like the modern way to do hearts.
It's crazy how many different ways people can do heart hands now. it keeps changing.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just old, but the one on the left feels more like a heart than the one on the right. But I think it's just me
I
being
agree.
old.
No, I agree with you.
But hey, you can put you got the little heart thing there, which I think makes
Yeah.
it more apparent. So there you
Yeah.
go. And I was gonna say that the right one maybe has more sparkles, but it might be an equal amount of sparkles, just different size sparkles.
Yeah. Got different brushes in Clip Studio.
Oh, yeah, actually, that's a good question as well. Like, what kind of brushes do you use in Clip Studio Paint? Do you stick with like standard brushes? Do you have some special ones?
For the most part, I stick with the standard ones. The sparkles, the hearts, the very standard G pen. I like using the decoration ones sometimes, especially for like clothing details
Mm-hmm.
or adding texture to like backgrounds and walls. I have a brick brush, which is very good, and sometimes I have like a city building brush for like
Oh,
really
yeah, I'm
far away
using
shots.
city brushes all the time. Oh, that's something I actually didn't know. You said I had a block brush, and I don't know if viewers can see this because it took me a little bit, but the newest one also has like a digital blocky sort of texture in the back, where it doesn't have that in the old one, and I think that's like a very
Yeah,
nice subtle touch there.
thank you. I like it too. She feels more digital.
Yes, digital. Well, I think we're closing into our time, but I want to ask you if you had any goals you might have for the next year, or things you set out to do this year that you accomplished, anything like that?
Well, I think perspective was one of them, and I like ending on this one because it really highlights perspective. I did that a lot with Art Fight this year as well, was taking people's characters and really trying to do extreme perspectives, because that's something I haven't done in the past very much, and I think that's going to really improve the comic to have more dynamic and interesting panels to get that perspective cool.
Mm-hmm. And sorry, and that was for this year. And what about next year? Is there anything?
Probably continuing to have more interesting perspective, get more detailed backgrounds. Basically, the things that I have been doing, get better at
Get
them.
even better, even
Yes.
stronger.
Yes.
Exactly. Well, I think you're doing an amazing job. I can definitely see the goals that you set out being implemented in your artwork. Like the backgrounds that we saw in the first one were crazy, crazy good. And that the perspective, I can totally see that as well. And I am looking forward to your art in the next upcoming year.
Yay, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Anything else you want to say before you go?
Go read Knight.
Yes, go
It
read
would,
Good Nights. Is that how you say it in your mind? Or
I say parentheses K Knights, but that's just so cumbersome to say out loud.
yes, make sure you're following Pitui on all the places. The links should be in the pinned comic. So if you haven't done that already, go and do that. What are you doing? All right, I'm going to close the call now and take my next guest. Have a great, great night.
You too. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. All right, good night.
Night.
More like parentheses K, ite, right? Okay. Well, our next guest, I'm going to call them up 1 second. And thank you so much for Pitui for coming. Gotta drink my drink. All right, our next guest is going to be Onyx. Let me call right now. And let me share my screen. You get to see my OBS. Please welcome Onyx. Hello, are you there?
Hello.
Hi! Oh my gosh, so glad to hear from you. One second. There we go. Let's get you over here. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. So everybody, this is Onyx, and I cannot emphasize enough that I am in love with his art and animation. It's amazing. I can't wait to show you the first thing. How would you describe yourself? Do you like introduce yourself as an artist? Are you primarily an animator? Who are you?
Uh, I'd say I'm an illustrator and animator, but right now I'm working as a character artist for a small indie studio working on a fighting game.
That sounds right up your alley. Are you at liberty to share the name of this indie company?
Yeah. The company,
Or
I don't
whatever.
actually know, but
Oh,
the
okay.
game we're working on is called Scramble Heart City. Uh,
Scramble Heart City. I just want to put that in my chat there. Awesome. And so did they find you or did you like apply?
so my brother is the lead animator on the project, and they needed some extra work. So I they hired me. I'm the
Wow.
extra help.
So you're like a family of artists?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Is it just your brother or do you have any other like relatives or they're kind of in the art scene?
A little bit here and there, but it's mostly just me and my brother.
Gotcha. And did you like formally go to some kind of art school or all self-taught?
I took art classes growing up, but everything professional is all self-taught.
Oh, so your animation, like, I'm assuming that's not really a standard thing to learn in school, but I could be wrong.
No. Yeah, I was really into making video games as soon as I understood what they were. So I've been hacking away at trying to learn how to make them ever since.
And you've done a couple of like small, well, from what I saw from like art fight and stuff, are those all just mock-ups or are you coding as well?
I do program, yeah. It's mostly it's not my favorite thing, but I mean someone's got to do it. So
But did you find that particularly hard? Like, what do you find more difficult, coding or animating or drawing?
I'd say art is harder for me, but I also enjoy it more once I get into the flow state.
Oh, interesting. I've tried a couple times for programming. It's just not in my skill set. But yeah, that's amazing. You're like multi-talented, so you can create it from the ground up. That's really cool. You do a lot of pixel art, um, as well as like other non-pixel art? Question mark. But so,
Yeah.
are there any like inspirations you would say, like old video games that you were inspired by?
Yeah, so growing up, I didn't have access to a console. So a lot of the games that I grew up playing were Flash games.
Oh,
And
good old
then,
Flash games.
so Nitrome was it's an English website that would do all pixel art Flash games. They were a huge inspiration to me growing up. And then I did play Kirby's Adventure, which is one of my all-time favorite games. Super cool.
I think we have a lot
Huge
of Kirby
inspiration to me.
fans in the chat, in the community for sure. Wow, so you like didn't grow up with a console. What do you finally have one?
Yeah. I still mostly play PC games, but I do have a console now.
What was your first one?
I bought myself a Switch because I really wanted to play Breath of the Wild.
Your first one was the Switch? Wow, that's well, I mean that's a good one to get. I love Breath of the Wild, so great choice.
Thank you.
So where did you start out like animating? And what program? That I'm really curious about.
I think initially I used, I think they called it Pencil, which was
Pencil.
this really simple little freeware program. And then they added animation capabilities to Krita, and I never looked back.
Oh, Krita. Is that one that they like continuously update? Is that a free one as well? I don't remember.
It is a free one, yeah.
And that's what you currently use today?
Yeah. I'm a big believer in free software, so
Heck
I
yeah.
do donate to Krita when I can.
That's awesome. I also am a big fan of freeware. Not that I particularly use it, but I think it should be available to people for sure. I know like GIMP is kind of like the other big one. Have you ever dabbled in any other free programs?
Oh yeah, that is true. I actually did have a phase where I animated in GIMP. Not recommended. There are much better free programs out there. GIMP has its uses. I still use it, but
Oh, what do you use it for
don't
then?
animate in there. It has an optimized for GIF function that is really useful.
Oh, that is pretty useful actually. So like you can kind of control how big the file size is and all that stuff, all that jazz.
Yeah, usually I'm trying to crunch things down, but you do get a lot of control with it. So I think 1 year for the gift exchange in the Sleepless Domain Discord, I made a small game prototype, and I wanted it to look nice. So I set up the program to actually every frame make a screen capture, and then I imported those all into GIMP rather than doing a screen recording because I wanted the quality to be on maximum.
That's really smart. I had to crunch animations too, and CSP does not do that. I get Photoshop for free, so I use that, but even then it's not really that good, so I have to keep that in mind for sure. Let's go to your first art piece, and I'm sure we're going to continue like conversations about your process and everything. Let's see here. Oh yes, can you talk about this one? Who is this character?
This is Broom. He started life as a D&D character. Unfortunately, the campaign didn't last super long. The DM got busy with university, but
No, how many times have you played with this character?
I think twice.
Twice.
It
Sometimes
was a good time.
I mean, sometimes characters are like that. You make one, and even though you've only played them a few times, they just become like part of your, I don't know, just OC. What's the word I'm looking for? Just like everything. You want to draw them all the time.
Yeah, well, I think how much art my D&D PCs get is inversely proportional to how much I play them.
Oh, that's
Probably
too bad.
because I miss the character if I don't get to play them, so I draw them instead.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah. Well, actually, I have to ask you more D&D questions though. Do you have like how many characters have you made for campaigns?
Well, for campaigns, I don't typically play very many campaigns. Usually I'm the DM, and then
Oh, you're the
someone else
DM.
Yeah, usually. And then someone else will do like a 5 or maybe like a 4 or 5 session mini campaign. So I get to play then, which is fun.
That's well, I don't know if you know, and maybe you do, but Mordio and I, big TTRPG fans, so we love playing. It's awesome that you're a DM. I tried to be. It's a very difficult job, so I apologize.
It's very time consuming.
Yeah, for sure. DM spotted, Mordio says. That's so funny. Well, this is an amazing walk cycle. I know. I've realized that I've only done like maybe 2 walk cycles. How do you find them? I know they're probably one of the basic things that like animators learn to do, but you do it so fluidly. Like how do you find doing them?
Well, starting out, I think walk cycles are really hard.
They are really hard, but probably it's the thing you have to work on a lot, right? I don't know.
Yeah, well, especially working in games, characters got to get places.
Sure do.
So, yeah, I ages ago I used a tutorial that always stuck with me about the pass position, about how one leg moves in front of the other. So that's something I always try to keep in mind because it's so easy to get the legs mixed up, and the brain thinks that one is becoming the other. So I'd say that's the main thing to think about with a walk cycle.
What I find particularly difficult about walk cycles is like I want them to move forward, but like for this one, for example, you know, they're walking in place, but it feels still like they're moving. Do you just have to like move them back? I don't know. Tell me your secrets.
I think if you align like the center of mass or the center of the torso of the character, that's usually a helpful way to think of where they stay in place.
That makes sense. And where is that typically? I mean, this character, there's a lot of mass, I would say.
Yeah.
So maybe it's
He's a
easier that
big
way.
Yeah, I'm just the center of the torso, I think, is where you want to be vertically, and then because the head will move a lot depending on how the character is walking, so it's not really a reliable place to align them.
That's a good point. I've never like formally really gotten into that kind of thing. Like you know that I animate a little bit, but I am also self-taught.
You're a great animator.
Oh no, I would love to get to a point where I can create such fluid animations like you. I think the main point with me is that I'm lazy and I do as few frames as possible. What do you usually animate on? Like 2s?
Oh man. I think I usually animate, at least for testing out, I'll go for 10 at 10 frames per second. And then, yeah, I usually animate pretty slow, or not very many frames.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I might as well be animating at 10 frames because I skip a lot of whatever. But so does that mean it's 10 frames per second and you're animating on every frame of those 10 seconds?
Yeah. Sometimes I go for 12 frames per second. I read somewhere that that's the minimum for the human eye to think something is moving.
Oh, interesting. Is this one animated on 12s or 10s?
I could not tell you. I can open it up.
No, you don't have to do that. But if you had I don't know, guess.
Oh, it's probably around 10 or 12, yeah.
Okay, great. And color palette. Now, I see like a lot of, well, maybe not a lot of stuff. Just from what I've seen, there's a lot of retro gaming influences. Would you consider that correct?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And a lot of that has to, like, I would say a key feature of the retro style, or the limitations rather they had back then, was limited color, like limited color palettes. And I wanted to ask you how you go about doing that. Do you just sort of like randomly pick colors that you think look nice and make it work in a limited palette? Do you take from old games? How do you determine your color palettes?
I'm usually, with colors, I have trouble picking them. So it's usually I pick as few as I can get away with, and then, all right, that's all I'm getting. That's all I'm using.
That's really interesting to hear because I think you have great color palette schemes. I remember I was really honored to have some of my some drawings made by you. I think it was Lydia, Lady of the Tower one, where it was like mostly yellows and purples, but you incorporated like a few colors here and there, and it just looks so cohesive. So I would say you're really great at choosing colors, and maybe it's the limits that set you free.
Yeah, I really enjoyed making that. That was 4 colors only, including the white including the white and the black. So that's one of my favorite palettes. It's the Game Boy Pokemon palette.
Oh, which Pokemon game?
I think it's for Red and Blue, and then if you took them to a console, there was like a preset palette for it. So it wasn't on the Game Boy itself. I don't know. I didn't grow up with consoles. I just like the palette.
Hey, I do too. And I'll have to show the chat some other time the beautiful art that we're just talking about right now. I want to show that off. But okay, yeah, I think let's move on to the next picture that you have here. I don't remember it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is cool. This looks like a poster. Can you talk about this one?
Yeah, so with my D&D group, we started playing Magic the Gathering a little bit. And this is one of the cards from that game that I drew my own art for. So this is based on the work of a couple different artists have taken stabs at this character, Kokusho. So the original is by, Kokusho. So the original is by Tsutomu Kawade. And then a few years later, it got an updated version by Slawomir Maniac. But neither of them were full art on the entire card. And I really wanted a version that was like, all right, the whole card is art. And as I was thinking that, they actually came out with the special edition, but it didn't really fit the vibe that I was looking for. The art is completely different, so the dragon looks a little goofy. So I thought, okay, well, I'm an artist, I can draw a cool version.
You sure can. This is freaking cool. And I can't believe I didn't realize it was a card because you can see those little like numbers and the skulls and stuff in the corner. And 5 out of 5, duh. I did not look at this hard enough, but this is amazing full art card. And then you can see what it does. Drain 5 from opponent's lives. One of our next guests coming up is Beats. I think I see them in the chat right now, and they are a card game designer, so maybe you guys can connect or something. This is really cool. Awesome. Again, with like that limited palette, but it's so striking. You got the dark blacks, and then it's not like an oppressive kind of red either. It's kind of like, I don't know, if you put on a color picker, it's maybe more orange and not really saturated, but really beautiful when it comes all together.
Oh, thank you.
Have you designed cards before?
Yeah, a couple of friends and I have made a small card game. It had a few problems, so we never got around to making a finished version. But yeah, I like making cards.
And are you like a big Magic the Gathering fan?
I would say no.
Oh, okay. But they got amazing
I just wanted
art.
to. Oh, their art department is amazing. I'd say more amazing than the other departments.
Yes.
But I like the game. I have some quibbles with the rest of it, but the art is always great.
I mean, when you get a company that big and for around that long, there's bound to be, not everything's gonna be great, I'm sure, as much as you'd like it to be. Is this handwritten type, by the way, or did you use a font? What is this?
I think I wrote it originally, and then I used the font to make myself a guide, and then I drew over that.
Oh, okay, so like, I understand. So you had like a base font, but then you went over it hand-drawn. That's what you're saying. Yeah. I think that's really smart. There's a few occasions when I do that, but not a lot. I think that makes a lot of sense for this type of piece, because I was like looking at the individual letter forms, and I'm like, oh, that E doesn't look exactly like that other E, but it still all looks like cohesive, like a font and stuff like that. So you said used as a baseline. Did you use like any font, or did you have like a particular font in mind and then you sort of went over that?
There was one particular font. Yeah, I don't remember which one it was though.
That's okay. It's hard to remember. All the fonts names, are so many and they sound ridiculous. Yeah. So
I was initially trying to see if I could get warp a font into place, but it was just not working with the curve of the character, so
It never
I
does. I
ended.
think like complicated shapes, well, I know it's just sort of like essentially an ellipse, but because your art is so organic, when you kind of put fonts and you're not really customizing it, it sort of feels disjointed oftentimes. But your method, I think, really works well, and I think this is probably a tip for everybody who's interested in doing that kind of thing, to like use it as guidelines, but then hand draw it, because there's a real beauty to like hand drawn fonts. I'm saying this as someone who doesn't have very good handwriting. Do you have good
I think
handwriting?
when I try, but I don't write enough anymore. I'm out of practice.
Yeah, fair. I think at most I have my signature down, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, keyboards are so convenient.
They really are. Do you sign your work? I'm actually curious.
Not typically, no. Although I've been thinking, with all the AI going around, I should probably start signing things.
Yeah, I mean, even then, it's so hard to get past, if they're gonna scrape it. Unless you're putting it like the same exact way every time, or like a watermark. I know that's what happened when like a company scrubbed Getty Images, and they simply couldn't get rid of it because they put it in the same
Oh.
exact spot. But yeah. um. Okay, maybe we can move on to the next one, unless you have any other thoughts you wanted to say on this one. Or actually, how long did it take this one?
Many hours over the
Many
course of a
hours.
couple weeks. I was working on and off on this one.
Makes sense. And remind me again, did you say it was for the D&D game, and it was based off of Magic the Gathering, or was it just you wanted to do an MTG?
No, I ran this as my main creature in a Magic the Gathering deck for a little bit.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I'm going to go to the next one. Cute! Oh my gosh.
I like this one.
I do
So this is
too.
a character designed by Gravegrime over on Artfight. So credit to them for that.
And I'm just gonna guess, because it sounds like you like a lot of freeware, this was made in Blender?
Good guess. Good guess.
Tell me about your Blender experience. Tell me about the creation process for this. How did you do this?
So this was for Artfight, and I had just started my job at the fighting game, and I was doing line art all day, and then trying to squeeze in art fighting. And my wrist was not having it, so I thought,
Oof.
okay, how can I keep art fighting, but I don't have to use my wrist as much? And I thought, oh, I can do 3D. So I booted up Blender, and I'd done a little bit of modeling. Particularly, I like low poly stuff because it's easy. Um, and then the style of this is inspired by a Japanese Twitter trend called 256 Fes. So the idea is that your model has 256 triangles, and you use one 256 by 256 pixel texture.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm sure a lot of it will go over my head. I've tried to start up Blender multiple times, but never got the hang of it. How did you find learning 3D modeling?
It was fun. It took me a while. I've been chipping away at Blender one small step at a time for probably 10 years, and every time I learn a little bit more.
10
So
years.
this year I started trying to learn how to use it to make plush models. Because because I want to make some custom plushes of characters.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. I cannot wait to see all those. Those are gonna be sick. What are you... Mhm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to a point where I can share things.
Oh, are you sort of like, because all your work is in this gaming project, you can't really reveal stuff, I'm sure, and it's taking up a lot of your time.
Oh no, I just mean for my own standards, and also
Oh,
I'm not that great of a sewist, so I'm trying to figure out how to pattern things so that they're actually physically possible.
oh, I get what... Okay, I understand what you mean. Uh, Listen, I tried to do like a gingerbread man plushie, and it was the saddest thing. I'm sure you'll come up with something great when you eventually do that. I cannot wait to see those handmade products. So I just wanted to talk about like what I really like about this animation slash modeling. What really got me was the braids here. It looks like it's a flat plane, but perhaps folded a little bit to create some dimension. Do I have that right?
That's exactly right, yeah.
It's so cool.
Well, thank you.
Sorry,
I did not have enough spare triangles to fully model the braids, so I cheated.
But it's
But
like, it's this perfect cheat because I think that's so much more charming than if it were like bulky actually. It's kind of almost got like a... Only in that particular part, and because I have such limited knowledge about games, I'm gonna say Paper Mario because it has that paper texture kind of feel to it.
yeah, I think it looks a little bit paper craft.
Yeah, and I guess that's the same with the rest of the hair as well. I think it just like the braids really stood out to me. I think that's just such a smart way to do that.
Thank you. The flame is also a flat plane that is... It's two frames that the where the model is looking on the texture changes, which is how it gets the flickering. So
So, sorry, go on.
it's animated that way. And you can see when she turns around, I didn't set up the camera completely properly, so the flame kind of spins around for a bit.
Oh, I see that now, but I would have never have noticed. But now I see it. But so like it's facing the camera every time, except for I guess that one spot. Is that correct?
Yeah, I didn't do my rounding correctly, I think. But I didn't have time, it was art fight. Once it's done, you gotta post it and hit the next person.
Hey, it's perfect for art fight, and I bet this person was thrilled to receive it. Oh wait, I'm just looking at the little boots, the little feet, just like the little triangle feet. It's so good.
Thank you.
Well, we're nearing the end of your time, so I wanted to ask you the same questions I asked at the end of Pitui's. Did you have any goals for 2025 that you set out to do, and do you have any for 2026, or you just keep it on, keep it on?
For 2026, I want to do more pixel art. You see my little icon here is pixel art, and there's none in my showcase. I just did not have time this year, which ties into my second goal of actually getting around to publishing something of my game projects. Because I get to the point where I can start playtesting, and then I just spend my time playing the game.
I think that's a good sign then.
Yeah. The games are too fun. I have to keep working on them. No, so, and then also, I guess third goal is posting more on social media. It's a big struggle of mine, is actually putting things out into the world.
I hear ya. I think I put it already in the chat, but where is your primary social media when you do post?
Probably I'll make a Blue Sky eventually, and then on Tumblr I'll try to post things. I gotta be better about it. But unfortunately, I think the place where I currently have the most reach and visibility is Twitter, so probably I'll post there too.
Yeah, it's. I hear that still. It's still a great place to post stuff. As much as I don't want to be on Twitter. I mean, I'm not, but I know it's like still a great place for artists. So makes sense.
Yep.
So 2026, possibly your game will come out. Is that what I was hearing?
Maybe not like a full game coming out, but I definitely want to post at least developer updates and do more pixel art.
Awesome. Well, you heard it, guys. Make sure you're following Onyx to check out those projects when they do arrive. And thank you so much for being a guest on my little interview stream.
Thank you for having me.
Excuse me, I'm starting to lose my voice already.
Oh no.
That's all right. Okay, thank you. I hope you have a great rest of the year and a good night. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye
Bye.
Oh, that was so good. All right, let me drink some water, guys, and then we'll get right back to it. Okay, water obtained. All right, let's see. Who is our next guest? What does my sheet say? I believe we're going to have Carly up next. So I'm going to call Carly right now. 1 second. All right, starting the voice call, and let me share my screen. You also get to see my OBS. And
Hello.
here we go. Hi. Hi. Thank you for coming today. Let me get you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, I don't know if my chat remembers, my starlings remember, but Fish Carly has been on the stream before. This is what, your second time then?
Yes. The first one was a trivia game about birds, I think.
That's right. That was my birthday.
Yeah, that was really fun. I had a good time on that.
Oh, I'm so glad. And I'm really glad you could make it right now. Excuse me. I know a lot of people had
me too.
some trouble with time zones. I'm glad you could make it.
Yeah.
So
Glad to be here.
I can call you Carly here, right?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, wonderful. And
Carly Ghostfish either works.
so in your head or maybe out loud, when people call you Fish, do you say fish or fish?
Oh, I just do fish in my own head, but I know who you mean if you say fish.
Because that has invaded my head, and so now I also go fish in my head. That's probably not correct, but hey.
Yeah, so the story behind that is 2 seconds long, but basically I wanted it with one eye when I was creating a Tumblr account or something, and it was taken, so I just added another eye on there. And that's it.
Yeah, I know.
And then it just stuck, so now I use it for everything.
Hey, it works. It works. I mean, it's better than, I suppose, having your name change completely, which I've had to do. I'm still mad at the person who took my name on Instagram.
Oh no.
I'm literally that person everywhere else. But
you know, it happened on Fortnite also, and and so I doubled the amount of eyes again, and I did 4 eyes on that account.
for
Fortnite once.
Gotcha. So I know that you do both like digital and a lot of traditional stuff, right?
Yeah, I didn't pick any traditional for the showcase this time around, just because most of it is chicken scratch in my sketchbook. So I picked stuff that I actually was able to finish this year. It was really busy for me, actually. I moved earlier this year, actually. So between that and working around work, art is my hobby, so I just squeeze it in whenever I can. And so, yeah, And I like to bounce between stuff.
I feel like,
So sometimes digital, sometimes traditional.
yeah, I see a lot of your art though. It feels like you're always creating. Do you feel like you're always sketching and stuff like that?
I feel myself wanting to doodle when I can, yeah. I get itchy if I go too long between drawing.
And it sounds like you said you were bouncing between traditional and digital most of the time. Do you have a
Yeah.
preference, or do you try to make it equal even though you have a preference, or what's up?
I think it depends on what I've been doing a lot of lately, and a mix of like what feels comfortable to do in that moment versus, oh, it's been a while since I've done a digital piece, I'm gonna do one of those. And then maybe I'll get on a kick of doing digital art for a while. Yeah, it really just depends. I don't have a strategy or a plan.
No, that's still. I mean, just the fact that you are able to get those drawings out when you got the itch is, I think, really great. I know that for me, when I was working in an office, I would just like have to do a sketch while like a meeting's going on, or like this happened when I was like growing up in school, where I would always be doodling. Are you kind of the same way?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I actually had a teacher in like 4th grade that was annoyed by it, but just all through school I would doodle in the margins and stuff. I think for me, when I'm trying to pay attention to something, keeping my hand moving helps, and so maybe a drawing habit formed out of that. But I think even before school I liked drawing, so that's been throughout my life, just kind of doodling whenever I can.
Yeah, totally. I've had teachers write on my doodles like, "This is really nice, but you should really stop." I'm like, why? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I've gotten a few of those too.
And I feel like I paid attention better.
Like, I like this, but pay attention kind of stuff.
But that's
Yeah,
how I
yeah,
pay
agreed.
attention. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Do you find yourself like when you're doing these sketches, drawing anything specific? Like, I don't know if you've heard this sort of, what is it? Maybe a stereotype of like young girls drawing a bunch of eyes. Like some people are like the eye drawers. They'll draw one eye, or like spirals or stuff like that. Do you have something that you kind of just come back to drawing all the time?
That's a good question. A lot of floral stuff will show up. Sometimes it's stuff I've been thinking about lately, or like maybe pseudo fan art, maybe just if I've been watching a certain anime or something, or just boxes, shapes. It's not really goal oriented. I just want to keep my hand moving.
Gotcha. So floral though, that's interesting.
But I like organic shapes. Yeah.
Yeah, same here. Though, and maybe
Oh.
you've seen me complain about this, but I've always complained about loving to have flowers in my art, but hating drawing them. Do you just simply love it?
Yeah, I guess I love it. I like to draw the way it comes out. If I'm trying to draw a specific flower shape and it's not coming out the way I want it, then I'll get frustrated maybe, but if I just let it be what it is, then it usually turns out better.
And I mean, the profile picture I have up for you right now is a lotus flower. So
Oh yeah.
that falls in line with
Yeah,
what you're
it's
saying.
a water lily. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
water lily. I'm sorry, I said lotus, but that's probably that was probably inaccurate.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's okay. I mean, lotus is probably similar to that too. Again, I don't think I was trying to draw a specific flower here either.
Gotcha. Do you have like a favorite flower by chance?
Yeah, I like chrysanthemums, but those are very hard to draw.
Those ones have like a lot of petals, right?
They've got a lot of little petals, yeah, very narrow, and they overlap in a certain way. It's a little hard to color those.
That's fair. Well, speaking of...
Maybe that's why I like them, is I find them hard to draw.
Oh, yeah, that could be it too. Well, that's probably a good segue into your first piece because I believe it has a lot of flowers. Let me click on it. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so these are blood blossoms, if anyone here knows about Danny Phantom.
Yes,
so
me.
This piece is, well, it's sort of fan art, but also it goes with a fanfic in question that my friend wrote. It's called Exclusion Zone, and you should go read it. By
is it
Phantom
AO3?
Rose 96. I'm going to shout out my pal here. And so this is a scene from that fic that I illustrated for that. And so blood blossoms are like this flower that are harmful to ghosts, which the main character is. And so I won't say more about what happens, but there's lots of blood blossoms in the fic. So I wanted to draw something cool and spooky with flowers.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
so
that's
how
awesome.
Yeah.
I saw this piece and I was like, oh my god, it's Danny Phantom. I cannot believe it.
Yeah, we got Jazz in the back, if you recognize. She's probably one of my favorite characters in the show.
I did, yeah. I was like, oh my god, that's Jazz, and I know what this is all about. So I was very excited about seeing this piece. She's actually, she's really good. She's a really good character. I think they did a great job in this show, actually.
Yeah, she's my favorite. I have a soft spot for sister characters because I am one. I have an older brother.
I'm an older sister, but I do not feel that sweet spot. But no, that's great. Can you tell me about like the process of making this piece? Maybe it's similar to how you approach other art pieces, but how did you go about doing this one?
Well, I knew from the beginning that I wanted to have the flowers lit up by what's supposed to be the ghost portal where the viewer is quote unquote standing. But I probably went through a couple of thumbnails trying to figure out how to get that across until I landed on, okay, we're just looking out from what is supposed to be the portal. So that means I get to frame the whole piece with a bunch of flowers. Because again, I like to draw them, so I wanted that to be the focus. So there's a ton of them up in the foreground, and then that meant I'd have to draw the rest of the lab behind it. So then I had to go, oh crap, I'm gonna have to draw a background.
Did you have to did you like use reference from the show?
Then I had to plan that part out. Yeah, a little bit. I had to, but the funny thing about that show is Danny Phantom isn't always consistent about how things are laid out. So fair. I just kind of picked a couple for reference on like how things are lit at the very least and what types of objects are there. So in the end, that amounts to me just kind of making some stuff up.
Hey, I mean, it looks like a lab, and I think that's all you really need considering that show.
Yeah, we got some screens, we got some bulletin sketches, we've got some test tubes lying around, and then importantly, the stairs where Jazz comes down into the lab. So I had to spend some time figuring out how I was going to arrange that as well, and where I'm going to have her stand. And yeah, I figured to help keep the focus on the flowers, I would have Jazz be pretty small and towards the back of the lab.
Yeah, I think the positioning makes it pretty dramatic. It's like, because she's kind of so far away, it almost feels like we're also stumbling upon this the same way. But on the other side, I think the composition really speaks to that.
Oh, great. I'm glad.
And I saw in the comments as well, but I also wanted to mention that I think the purple line art on this is really striking and helps set the mood.
Yes. That's a key detail that the show uses as well. I'm not sure how much it looks exactly like how they are depicted in the show, but I did want to keep that detail at the very least because they're these cool, they've got like black leaves and purple outlines. And so I had to kind of play tug of war with that against, okay, so they're being lit up by this bright green light source. And Okay, how do I get that to work? And the answer is a lot of overlay layers.
That's always the solution.
And glow. Of course, glow.
Yeah, get some add glow or glow dodge. I'm not sure if you favor one or the other.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
And so I tried to keep the black with purple outlines with the tendrils as well coming from the ceiling, just to kind of tie that idea in a little more without getting too overwhelmed with green.
yeah, I think that works
I
really
was
well.
struggling with that while I was filming this.
I wanted to ask about the layering of this because, I do see like your particular art style I think has some really nice organic lines and free movement, and I think the line art is not like a cage for your colors or the shapes. So how do you like build upon that? How does your work process look when, like, for me, I'm like line art's on top, color on bottom, put the effects on top, but yours is sort of like all integrated. How does that work?
I think it starts that way with like, okay, I've got a sketch layer, I've got a line art quote unquote layer, but with pieces like this where I know I want to go a little bit more painterly, I'll abandon that line art part quickly. And just like you also said, build on it. I'll just kind of keep drawing on top of stuff I don't like and then just keep going and add more detail that way. Like I'll try to start with the big blocks of color and then add more detail. Trying to get the lighting right as early on as I can. Lighting can be a struggle for me, so I want it to make sense. But drawing over it can sometimes be another type of push and pull too. So it's juggling a lot of things in my head at once.
So does your layers, like, do you merge things or do you have just a butt ton of layers?
Little of both. I try not to keep too many or else I'll have to scroll to find things and I'll get myself lost. But I'll merge similar types of things. Like there'll be a section of glow layers and I'll just kind of merge them down as I decide, okay, I think that is how I like it to be. I'm not going to need to keep fiddling with it. And then I'll arrange them in a certain way so that the effect works. Like you don't want the glow layer under a bunch of main block colors or else it's not going to work, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
there's a little bit of logic for how things are arranged, but other than that, I'm not too pressed on how many layers I end up with.
Gotcha. I think
But as long as I can see them all on the same list, that's generally what I go for.
I think that's a good rule of thumb. I think that's actually kind of similar how I'm trying to
Let me see if I can
do
pull up how
things.
many this.
Oh yeah, I'm interested. How many layers are this?
While we're talking, of course. Yeah, we'll have to see when Clip Studio decides to load.
Oh,
We
no.
don't have to wait for just that though.
Okay, well, I think the last thing I wanted to say about this before, like, if your Clip Studio Paint manages to get there, great. I see that your signature is sort of like merged in with the background here. It's like kind of hidden.
Oh yeah,
Almost.
yeah. I like to do that when I think of something fun in a fun place to put it. But otherwise, I'll just pick something normal like the bottom right or something.
Yeah, I really like
But if I
this
can come up with
placement
a
here.
fun, like graffiti, yeah. Thanks.
I'm going to go to your next piece. Let me see.
Alrighty.
Oh, it's a design page.
The character sheet, yeah. So this, I think you mentioned Sleepless Domain server earlier. I'm pretty active in there with just various art things in general, but also I have dozens of OCs. I like to design magical girls, and this is one of them. Her name is Robin. She's got a bow and arrow and a little bird familiar.
It's so perfect. I love birds.
Yeah!
Let me see. So,
Oh, my other thing open. Let me quickly count.
Oh yeah, let me hear it.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13 layers. Lucky 13.
That's actually not that many. That's a reasonable amount.
Jazz has her own. Fun fact. There's just one layer with Jazz on it.
That
so
makes
I could
sense.
move her left and right if I needed to.
So this design
Okay,
page.
yeah.
This design page is
Yes.
really cool. It's got a lot of little different drawings here and there about how things go. Do you usually draw
Yeah.
character sheets like this? Like, is this your sort of go-to layout, just sort of putting your ideas down on what's important?
Sure. Yeah, with character sheets like this that are more fully finished, I would say. I try to have maybe 1 or 2 standard poses and then a bunch of little character building type of stuff where I get to play around with different expressions, maybe some of the stuff they like to do, or types of interactions they might have with other characters. And that way I can just kind of get a mood across with just one page, along with palettes and all that good stuff too.
Which the palette is beautiful, by the way. I just wanted to say real quick, thank you for Jedi for rating into me, and welcome to the Art 2025 Art Review. I have Carly with me right now describing the magical girl piece. So this is one of your, you put it as one of your favorite ones. Is there anything in particular you love about this drawing or design, etc.?
I love that I'm finally done with it. This one has a little bit of a sad lead up in that my file kept crashing or I would lose progress on it.
No.
So this particular piece is about 2 years in the making of me going between being frustrated on not finishing it and trying to make progress on it. So this year I finally finished it.
Did this character make it to Art Fight?
Yes, Robin is on Art Fight now.
Gotcha. Oh, and I'm sorry
and I think I got some attacks on her this year. Oh,
nice. Sorry, I wanted to apologize. I put the wrong raider. I'm sorry. It's Dewdrop on a Leaf. I just saw Jedi and I immediately thought it was Jedi, so I apologize. But thank you, Dewdrop, for raiding, and I'm so sorry for interrupting you as well. I'm trying.
Yay! Thank you, Dewdrop. Sorry, I don't know anything about raids. I'm very a Twitch baby, so.
No problem. I'm sorry with all my Twitch nonsense.
You're okay.
Is the Robin, would you say, is it just like a bird, or did you try to base it off like the American Robin perhaps? It looks like it has more of that body shape.
Yeah, I did. So her name is Robin, obviously, just because bird theming. But then I figured, why not just make the familiar look a little bit like a robin, but also not any particular bird, because it's a fantasy magical bird.
Hey, I mean, that's the same way with
So
Star
obviously
Wars.
I also got to put a little... Yeah, I need to put a little heart on there, because that's like her little symbol is hearts.
He's so cute. Is she part of a team?
Yes, she's the leader, actually. Her whole thing is she took a bunch of misfits from other teams that either broke up with their fellow teammates or didn't have one to begin with, and just saw what they could do together and is like, hey, want to be on my team? And so that's how their team formed. Their Team Pastel.
Oh, okay. I know about Team Pastel.
Yay!
That's awesome.
So her teammates are also Peony and Naomi and Aoife. They're on Art Fight too, if you wanted to look. Actually, no, Aoife might not be yet. She needs a character sheet too, but I wanted to finish Robin's first.
Peony is my favorite flower, so I would love to
Yay,
see
I like
that.
Peony a lot.
Yeah.
I like the ones that get big petals.
Sorry, you said you like the ones that are petal. I heard petals.
That have, big petals.
Oh, the big petal ones.
Sorry, is my connection bad?
No, it's fine for the most part. Just like occasionally, just a little bit. It's not bad at all.
Sorry about that.
No worries. So I did want to ask you quickly about the color palette on this one. I've asked a lot of color questions because I particularly like when things please my eye with color. Do you have a particular way you choose colors?
I guess it starts with like what kind of mood I want. In this case, I wanted something sort of princely or princessy. So I went with, and obviously it's team pastel, so I had to stay in a pastel palette. And I know I wanted her to be blue, so I picked a nice pastel blue that I liked. I did play around with different blues before I landed on some that I liked. And then for an off color, like for accents, that one took me a while. Eventually I settled on this seafoam because it goes a lot with Naomi's. And then I shaded her with pink because Peony has that. So there's a little bit of the other characters in her palette as well. And I just thought the blue-green combo was nice. So that's kind of how I arrived here. I'll play around with stuff until I decide I like it.
It's a very pleasing blue. I really like it, and you know it is green. I didn't even really think about that, but it works so well with the blue. It feels very cohesive in that way.
Yeah, and then it sort of brings all the other blues kind of make it read more as sort of a blue too. I love color harmony stuff and relative color. I think that stuff is so fascinating.
It really is. Let me make sure I get to your third piece here. Oh, tell me about this one.
Yes. Okay, so this one is a telephone piece. As I mentioned before, I hang out a lot in the Sleepless Domain Discord, and one of the games we do in the art channel is telephone. So participants will get the piece of the previous person in the chain, and then they'll have to draw a piece afterward that incorporates that character, that composition, and etc. And you can make changes as you like, but generally keep it mostly the same so you can see the progression. And then at the end, everybody shows it off in a line so you can see the whole chain. And so I don't know how far into the chain this one was. I'd have to look.
Oh, I was going to ask.
An artist name. Oh, yeah. I like to go somewhere in the middle usually just because it's fun to see how people both before and after you interpreted a thing.
Yeah.
But so I think this might have been maybe third or fourth following that logic. Out of, I think, 8 or 9 is how many they usually go in a chain.
Yeah, I think it's lately been 8 or something, but it can go longer.
Yeah. And I wanted to shout out the artist I followed from this one. Their name is Stormy566. So that's who drew before this one. And I really liked the character design, so I didn't change a whole lot there. I just wanted to mess around with backgrounds. That's something I was trying to work on at this point in time, I think. So I added sort of a Looney Tunes-ish Badlands kind of a thing in the back, and then just kind of tweak the dancing pose a little bit. So those were my little additions to this.
Do you remember, because like one of my favorite parts about this piece and the way you executed it is like the hair that sort of meshes with the clouds but sort of like sliced through. Is that something you carried on?
I decided to do. I think I added that myself.
I love that.
They had
part.
A sort of windy. I think Stormy did a cool windy, breezy sort of pose and energy, and I wanted to kind of riff on that too. And the hair looked fluffy like clouds, so I'm like, I think I can do something with that. And so then I just sort of made everything swirl around a lot and just kept drawing things in that sort of shape and direction too.
Yeah, there's a lot of strong like spirals here that really draw your eye to the middle of, the character, the main focus. And it's like, almost, it's very symmetrical in that way actually, because it's with the ground and the sky. And I think it just works out so beautifully. So I think you really accomplished that.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Unfortunately, we're near our time. I did not space this one out as much as great as I wanted to.
That's okay. There's not a whole lot I have to say about it other than what's already been said. I just liked playing with the colors and and all the danciness of it.
Well, it's
And
really,
I'm
yeah, it's
really
good.
proud with how it came out too. I think I did what I set out to do with this one a lot, so that's part of why I chose this one.
Awesome. So do you have any goals for 2026 that you have in mind, or things that you accomplished in 2025?
I want to draw more. I want to be more intentional about making time for it. That would probably be my main goal. I did get to draw a lot, but like maybe not finish as many things as I would have liked.
Yeah.
Because when I was choosing pieces for this, I realized, oh, I don't have that much to choose from, do I? So, but I did have ones to pick as favorites at least. So.
And they were very good ones. So thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
me today and showing your beautiful art. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks again for having me. It was fun to be part of it.
Great. Okay, well, have a great rest of the year and a great night. I'll see you later.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Awesome. All right, another drink break for me. 1 second. Awesome. All right, so I believe our next guest is Beats. I'm going to see if he is ready. Drink more water. I'm running out of water. Excuse me. All right, starting the call. All right, and I'm going to share my screen.
Nova.
Beats, hello. Well, let me get to your page 1 second. Did I share my OBS with you?
Oh, yes, you did.
Okay.
I was looking at the stream and I was like, there you go. There you go. Mute that. Okay. I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're sort of newly acquainted, and I'm glad to have the chance to talk to you directly.
Yeah, it's always funny being on the internet and then you're like, yeah, I've talked to this person a bunch, and you're like, but not actually like to them directly. I've heard you talk, you've heard me talk.
Yes.
But we haven't talked together.
I know it, but it's kind of awesome in that way that I sort of have a sense of who you are already, and you have a sense of who I am, and now we get to do this together.
For sure.
Yeah, so at the top of the stream, I mentioned that we have a lot of variety of artists today, and I am so thankful that I get to talk to you because you wear a lot of hats as well. You illustrate, you do card design, game design, like the actual rules and mechanics and stuff, and then I believe you also do some video editing as well. Is that all correct?
Yeah. I do a lot for sure. And honestly, there's even more on top of that, but like that's like I've also, do like prop making and woodworking, and so I'm kind of really all over the place, but
wow, that is a lot of different hats.
yeah, I've touched pretty much every creative facet in one way or another, with maybe the exception of like music, but pretty much a little bit everywhere.
Yeah, is that gonna be your new venture? Are you gonna try to dabble in music eventually?
Every now and then I try to like, open a music program and do something, but I haven't really gotten anywhere with that.
Hey, it's hard, so so I feel you there. But what is your biggest hat, I would say? If you were introduced in yourself, where would you lead?
That's a great question. I mean, it's one of the main three would be, art, video editing, and game design right now. Like those are definitely the biggest ones. I would say video editing I probably am the most experienced with, though. Like motion graphics kind of stuff. Is probably one of the bigger stuff. I mean, most of the stuff I've shared today is just like more, like digital art, but yeah.
Well, I have seen some of your video work, and I was very impressed by it. I think I only saw one video, but I
Thank
was
you.
like, wow, that's super professional. I love it.
Thank you.
Is that where did you like have formal training in video specifically?
I went to film school, so I do have that. And then I've been making movies like my whole life, basically, in one way or another. Just doing like little YouTube videos and just like films with my friends, kind of thing. And then all the way through college.
Oh, very nice. And were those videos still like motion graphics, or was it actually like filming?
It was filming. I mean, there's things I trended toward, like, because I've done a lot of like prop making and that kind of stuff. A lot of it kind of ended up being that side of things, like the production design sort of side of things. And that's kind of where my previous jobs have kind of led me to like prop making and that kind of stuff. But more lately I've kind of done more of the motion graphics and that kind of stuff.
Very nice. So you have a project going on right now. Would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, sure. So the game I'm working on currently is called Armies Against Entropy. It is a cooperative trading card game, which me and a friend made for a game jam, which was like a 2-week long challenge where, we basically made a game. And then, since then I've been working on it with, mostly on stream. And then, people have been able to, join in and give me their ideas. And so it's kind of become a sort of community collaborative project, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I love that. But I would like to mention to the chat that Beats is an active streamer. His channel should be pinned in the comments. So I want you to give him a little follow, okay? Make sure you're tuning in. I tuned in actually today onto one of your streams, which I found very interesting.
Thank you. Yeah. It was good to have you there.
Let's move to your first piece, shall we? And by piece, I think I mean pieces.
Yeah, I kind of did a collage for like 2 of these, which is maybe cheating, but
no, I don't think it's cheating, honestly, because like it makes sense to have it as a set. Excuse me. Please tell us about it.
Kind of part of the project, right? Yeah, it's a select few cards. It's hard to pick, just one, right? With the number of cards I've made. I think I've, it's probably approaching 200 cards at this point. So yeah, it's there's a lot, but all the art's, obviously, done by me, all the icons, all the borders, all the actual background art itself. But yeah, I think, I don't know, is there anything specific you want to know, or you want me to just kind of explain what you're looking at?
Hey, anytime you pause, I'm ready with questions, don't you worry.
Deal.
So what made you pick this particular set out of the ones that you have drawn, since you've drawn 200 of them, which is crazy and amazing? Is there anything like you like particularly about this set?
Some of these are newer ones, which, kind of feel like I've, kind of shows my improvement a little bit. I was tempted to do like one of my older ones and one of my newer ones, because a lot of the, I've been able to draw so much. I've improved a lot over the past year, but I don't know. I think these are just some of my favorite looking cards. Like I like the colors, especially on like the Magic Academy and the Enchanted Grove. I thought it was cool playing around with the purples and yellows. The Beast Tamer and Turtle are just cute.
They are very cute.
And then like the other two are kind of cooler. the king. That was the first horse I've ever drawn. So my chat made me draw a horse. So
I mean, I think it looks like a horse, which is really good. You've accomplished it for your first horse. It definitely looks like a horse. So you have a very like a simplified style. So how did you, since this is like your first time drawing a horse, did you find it difficult to sort of merge that simplified style with what I think look like very accurate proportions to your animals?
Yeah, it's kind of weird because the like animals and creatures have a different style to the humans in the style. The style is very it's kind of like I don't know if you ever watched like Extra Credits, the YouTube series, or like it's kind of very like Stickman sort of like but with more detail is how like the people are, but then the animals are very like fully full anatomy, so it's a little weird. It kind of ended up that way. It wasn't really intentional. It just kind of where it ended up, but I
mean, I think it still works together. Like, yes, the beasts probably look more, they're not stickmen, but it's right. I think the coloring and just like the line art and everything else like really still makes it feel cohesive. Like it doesn't feel jarring or weird. So I think mission accomplished there.
Thank you. Yeah, and the style itself was kind of just made out of necessity because, one, it was something I was sort of already using for my videos because I animate my little guy. Like you can see my like reactive, how he's like moving. It's kind of like
and
that.
And it's adorable.
Thank you. The game jam was 2 weeks long, right? So I had 2 weeks to make, I think it was 80 cards at that point it was 80 for the good guys and more for the bad guys. So it was just like, kind of out of necessity to make something quickly.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I was going to use my very limited knowledge and be like, it's kind of like Munchkin, right? But I don't think the styles are actually that similar. I'm probably thinking of something else.
I'm kind of forgetting what Munchkin looks like because I think there's multiple versions. But I
think Munchkin kind of looks like Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah,
like the comic
it does.
Strip.
Yeah.
So I was completely wrong there. But can you tell me about like the card layout? Like, what do you find important in a card design? Because I saw a couple of times you have like a redeem, I believe it is, where you do some art critiques. And when I listened to your card design critiques, I found it incredibly insightful. I'm a graphic designer by trade, and I think like a lot of the stuff that you said I use in my job, and the way you things laid out, it just makes sense. But can you talk a little bit about card design?
Yeah, technically this is kind of following a more sort of standard card design like for trading card games, which isn't inherently the right choice for a lot of stuff because like so typically like if you think about holding cards in your hand, right, when you're holding them you fan them out in your hand, right, and so there's a sort of diagonal of information that's important, and so all the information really should be in like the most important information should be on the upper sorry, I'm blanking out here. The upper left sort of corner, right? So, but the cards here are kind of following the more traditional design, which like is a lot of what people kind of expect, right? So you can see like the attack indicator, the little red diamond sort of shape, and then on the other side is like the sort of unit gen icon, and that's like the little circle. Those are like, they're higher to the top, which means they're a little more important, sort of like they're something you shouldn't forget about.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And then obviously you have your base text in the middle, and then your sort of special effect at the bottom. But It's interesting because the more I've designed cards, the more it kind of gets to a point where it doesn't actually matter what the card, where the information is because once you've learned the card, you know it by the art.
Ah, that's a good
Yeah.
point.
You see the art, you're like, that's what it does. You don't read it anymore, which can be a problem playtesting because you're like, I already know what this card does. Like, wait, no, I changed it. And
Yeah, right.
But
Do you have any, I guess, insights? You talked about having it in your hand, but is there things to think about when you like play it on the field, the deck, the map, whatever?
not as much because usually like, there can be like interesting things to like maybe do like as like indicators and stuff like that. But usually, I mean, you get a full view of the card, right? I mean, usually it's just you want the text big enough to read from far away, so you're not like having to lean in and look at the cards too often. So maybe some of the like, important icons that you would need to look at a glance are large enough and visible enough. Like for instance, if you look at all these cards, the sort of red diamond box at the bottom, those are triggered effects. So they basically sort of like an if-then statement. If this happens, then this happens.
Yeah.
So they're kind of something to pay attention to when they're on the board, which is nice, right? So it's like, okay, anything that has a red effect, I just need to look at that because something might happen when something else happens. Like for instance, the Enchanted Grove, you play a spell, you're like, oh, well that card gets me more units when I play a spell. So that kind of thing. It's mostly visibility, is a lot of the design sort of aspects.
Yeah, totally. I feel like I had another question, but I'm blanking. Let me look at my sheet. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, because you have to do like a lot of cards, you don't mind having redeems where people ask you to make a card. Can you talk about like how much of input you get from your followers that redeem this kind of thing, how long pieces take, etc.?
So it kind of depends. Sometimes, at least as far as like how long it takes, usually the type of card matters. Like if it's a hero card, those take a lot longer because I have to draw the person and then the background and then, especially like the Beast Tamer and the King there, they both have animals, so it's like, okay, I have to draw those now. So the more characters, it takes longer. But usually like my community will give their like opinion on, what they think it should look like. And it's kind of like a collaborative effort between like what they think it should look like and what I think it should look like. And what fits within the like lore of the universe, like I was doing a mad scientist today. And I'm like, it's kind of a fantasy thing. There's some like steampunky stuff, so I have to like find that balance there. So, but I take a lot of their opinions and stuff, or like what they want, and then try to do my best with finding a middle ground that works between what I want and what they want.
That's awesome. I like that a lot. I think I remember you saying that you've drawn a crazy amount of drawings. I can't even remember what number you said, but it was like fantastical.
I've done 150 artworks this year, which is crazy. Hasn't all been for the game, at least not this game, but yeah, in total it's been like 150 between like 3 games, a children's book, and just some like stuff on my own.
Wow, that's really impressive. Do you do stretches? Do you do hand stretches?
I should do more for sure. I have to wear like wrist braces because my wrists are bad.
Yeah. Oh God, I'm getting cramps just listening to how many drawings you did. So I don't think I got a good look at your the UI that you were using to draw. What do you use to draw?
I use Photoshop, which is maybe somewhat unfortunate with Adobe prices and whatnot. But
Hey, I mean,
I used too many Adobe programs to stop at this point. They've got They got their grips on me, unfortunately. But
They have the grips on the industry. And I mean, like, for video editing, I just have to agree with you that, like, After Effects, which is what I use for all this stuff, it's too hard to beat, you know? It's like, it's a good program.
So good.
It's a good program, what can I say?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's move on to your next piece here.
Deal.
We've got I was gonna say traditional, but like an illustration here. Tell us about this.
Yeah, this is like one of the few pieces I did as just like shut my brain off and draw something. Kind of just, I guess, sort of for me, you know, it's like I wanted to play around, see what I could do, and just draw.
Is this a particular character?
Nope, just a random lady. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to just like try to like I haven't done like a ton of anatomy lately because like a lot of it's like, you know, I'm doing like little stick men and so I don't really have as much whatever. So I kind of wanted to attempt to do something. Obviously, she's like more chibi-esque proportions. She got a big old head, but
Me too.
But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to like try to do something bigger and test my skills, and that's kind of what this was. This was earlier in the year, but honestly, it's probably one of the few pieces I did just for myself. So I thought it was worth sharing.
Yeah, and it's very nice. Carly said in the chat, nice focus pull, and I have to agree.
Yeah.
You've softened the edges here, which makes a lot of sense. Very pleasing for a portrait style picture.
Yeah.
So,
I like the eye detail and stuff like that.
Yeah, the eye detail's great.
I had fun with that.
So this is like a more anime style. How do you are like comfortable drawing anime like proportions and features? Do you usually do that kind of thing, or?
It's, I guess, like something I would say I tend toward if I'm not doing either my comic style or not my comic. Well, that is another style I have. I did a comic forever ago, and that's kind of where my game art sort of has evolved from. So it's if it's not that, it's, you know, my game art, and if it's, you know, not that, it's usually sort of an anime-esque style. This is a little bit different, like the proportions are a little different. Her eyes are much bigger than I normally draw, but
they're so beautiful.
You know,
big old beautiful eyes.
Big old eyes. And then, you know, the line art's much thicker, I would say. I kind of purposely did that just for the fun of it, but I kind of just took a lot of inspiration from like different artists that I like and tried to like implement something into one piece, you know.
Very nice. Do you have like a favorite anime by chance, or inspiration?
For this or just in general?
For anime specifically, I'm curious.
And I really liked Freerun recently. That
good
was
choice.
Really
good choice.
Yeah.
Did you try Did you check out the Freerun looking up challenge? Did you try that?
No, I have not. No, it's so funny though.
Yeah.
It's so funny how that went viral.
I love it. Okay, let's move on to your last piece here.
Yeah.
This is very different from the last two. Please tell me about this one.
So this is actually more card art. I decided to share it without the text on it because the text kind of hides a lot of the images. But this is for another one of my games. This is Blight of Blackridge, which is sort of a survival horror party game. Also a Western survival horror party game.
It's everything.
Yeah, it's a lot. So the idea is like it's sort of a cursed Western frontier town where basically you have to compete against other hunters to kill monsters, and last man standing wins. And so this was done. This art wasn't technically done in that amount of time, or in the time, but I did a 24-hour game challenge. So I made a game in 24 hours, and then I took like 2 months to kind of work on it a bit more. But
Wow.
yeah, this is some of the art that's come out of that.
So we're not seeing with text, but where like could you describe how the layout would looks on the final?
Yeah, so I mean, it's mostly just like, you know, the words on the, you know, on the top left, and then usually just like a text box kind of over the middle, which kind of does cover the art a lot of the time.
Gotcha.
Which maybe I might tweak it, but yeah, it's and then usually there's like a little indicator on the top right, which tells you like the detriment for not fighting the creature. So usually there's like, you know, penalty if you lose or don't participate in the event, because these are all like creature event cards. If you don't participate in it, then you know, you take some sort of detriment, and you have to you know, my brain stopped working.
That's
you
all right.
You basically have to fight these creatures, and so the interesting part about the game is that you don't really fight each other. You fight the creatures, but if you aren't the one who beats the creature, you take some sort of penalty. So it's like you're not directly damaging each other most of the time. You are sort of competing, but you know, last man standing still wins. So
Sure,
it's
I get the gist of it. So this feels like this kind of it reminds me of sort of like Asiatic scrolls almost. Is it? Were you drawing any particular inspiration for this kind of style? It's like very like heavily silhouette, sumi type work.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of, so inspirations were definitely like, you know, sort of, like Western sort of art, like a lot of the symbols, like, you know, like I drew all these like little symbols, like the, you know, Pacific Trading Company and whatever. Like I wanted to have, the idea was to make it sort of like a wanted poster almost, was kind of the idea. Sort of like silhouettes. Right. I mean, yeah, I took a lot of inspiration from like different stuff in the sort of like Western, you know, time period. And then again, honestly, the silhouette stuff was kind of out of a necessity originally for having literally 24 hours to make, you know, however many cards. It wasn't nearly as many as, you know, my other project, and and these are revamped arts since then. A lot of them were pretty bad, but I've taken time to, you know, go through and make some new ones.
Well, I mean, considering that there's going to be a lot of text covering this up, I think that makes sense to go for a silhouette style. But it's certainly interesting on its own, and I think it makes it pretty striking. So.
Thank you.
Though born of necessity, I think it still has a lot of impact, so that's really cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was it's a fun sort of different style to try. It gets really interesting because like you find yourself erasing a lot more than actually drawing, and so it kind of ends up being this whole sort of different process to just make the art.
Yeah, like taking away, I think that I've heard that builds better forms anyway, like when you are sort of, it's kind of like sculpting in that way, right?
Yeah, it felt a lot like sculpting.
Exactly, yeah. Well, this has been really, I can't believe it's almost the end of your time. It's been really great to hear from you, like one-on-one talking. That's amazing. Yeah. I'm glad we got to do this. And I'm really glad we could show just like how much range that you have, which I think is really impressive. And guys, this is just like half his stuff. Not even. This is three you know, slides. So I want to reiterate, go again, check out Beats Creations. I believe this is on I put that in there
it's pretty
somewhere.
Much Beats Creations on everything.
Yes, so everywhere. So make sure you go follow. So real quick then, what are your goals for next year, if you have any?
Ideally, like finish both these games. Try to like it's kind of hard to say if like I'm going to be able to like get them like printed and published, but at the very least I'd like it done to a point where I can just promote it, and then eventually when I have a big enough following, try to like maybe get a Kickstarter and then sell it physically. But
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yes. Have you done a Kickstarter before at all?
no, the goal like right now though is like, if I did a Kickstarter, I get like 10 people funding it, like my my community, and then like, it's like, okay, that's not enough yet, so I'm trying to really sort of push to get a bigger following and people who follow my projects, and then potentially do a Kickstarter.
Yeah,
after
fair
that
enough.
kind of
Do you have completed games that people can play already?
deal. Both these games you actually can play. They're just on Tabletop Simulator, and they're not finished, so you're playing a beta version of a game, but yeah, they're totally playable. There's a downloadable Steam mods for that. On my website, beatscreations.com, I have all that as well.
Awesome. So find it on Tabletop Simulator. Thank you so much for coming again. I hope you have a really great night and good rest of your year.
Yeah, you too.
All right. See you
It's great
later.
talking to you.
Yeah, same to you. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Okay, I ran out of water. Wait, hold on. There's a little bit. Oh. Okay, that's all the water I'm getting. Thank you, Beats, for coming over. We have our last guest and then a secret guest after that, so don't hang up quite yet. But let's go to our next and final guest, Rob. Let me go see if he is ready. Mordio, you can do a refill run for me after our next guest. Thank you. Fave of these last 4 cards is the top right, by the way. Nice. Okay, starting the call, voice call. And I'm going to share my screen. Hello, Rob, are you there?
Yeah, here I am.
Hello. Okay, let me get, hold on, your page up. And let me put you a little smaller on my screen. Awesome. Hello, how are you this evening?
Oh, I am doing great, thank you.
I'm glad to hear it. So, Rob is a fellow Starling and a artist, and if you are on our Discord, you can see all of his wonderful drawings and animations. You currently study animation in school, correct?
Yes.
Awesome. So I have a little animating buddy. I'm really happy to hear from you and talk about your work. Are you excited?
Oh, very excited.
Awesome. Can you talk to us about like your art journey, like how you started getting interested in art, what you're doing now, etc.?
Yeah, so I've been drawing since I was, about 12? Mostly because of my experience just watching cartoons. So, your Looney Tunes, your Tom and Jerry's, and the occasional Sonic, since I had a Nintendo Wii and a Sega Genesis, both for Christmas. So I've been mostly a Sonic boy.
Yes.
Like classic cartoon Sonic boy, in case you can tell from my little picture there.
Yes, big Sonic fan. I know Mordio's the one who's more into Sonic than me, but did introduce it, and I've seen a lot of your Sonic work. It's very, very good and very expressive. You have like a very what do I want to say? Like recognizable style, I think is what I want to say, and it's very heavily inspired by the by old cartoons. Is there like a particular are you just like really involved in that era? Did you grew up watching it? Did you have like the channels and that was what you were drawn to?
Oh yeah, that was pretty much my entire cartoon lineage. I love the heck out of classic cartoons. I saw Boom. I had the channel Boom, right? Still have it. Great. It's a great fit for cartoons. Let me tell you.
I didn't have that channel, but I think my grandmother had it, and I would watch it there very much. So, like for those cartoons, do you feel like you're attracted to not just the style, but sort of like the pacing, the comedy aspect of it, etc.?
Oh yeah, definitely, especially Looney Tunes. I think that's what kind of grabbed me into. Well, Tom and Jerry got me going into animation. Looney Tunes is basically what got me in the classical animation period.
Oh yes, very nice. Are you like big into slapstick? Do you like slapstick?
I am a sucker for slapstick. Yes.
Yes, a big yes.
I'm a complete sucker for slapstick. Looney Tunes is definitely the best example of slapstick. That and Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry is like slapstick and violence to a degree that I don't think even I can replicate.
Yeah, it has a very like particular rhythm to it that is just like classic in that kind of era. I have to ask, and I'm a little scared about the answer, but have you watched any of the remakes of Looney Tunes, Tom and Jerry, etc., and how do you feel about them?
Oh, we're going to that territory now. Okay.
I know. I mean, keep it taped for stream. Keep it taped for stream. But like, I gotta know.
Okay. Well, don't worry. It's nothing bad. If anything, they're actually pretty good. For Looney Tunes, so surprisingly, they've been pretty constant. The one oddball was like the Looney Tunes show, which is more sitcom based.
Yeah, it is.
Still has the Looney Tunes charm. Tom and Jerry is pretty much on a whole different ball game. I'm a sucker for the Tom and Jerry directed video movies. You know, the ones that kind of cross over with different Warner Bros. Properties, kind of do the whole thing. I know it's not important, but my favorite one is, what was it called? Tom and Jerry Spy Quest, the one with Johnny Quest. Peak. It is peak. And then Lost Dragon is second. The Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry just been kind of constant with reboots. Though I do have to say, Tom and Jerry, I don't know. Tom and Jerry's kind of been slipping off recently, and I kind of have to throw the fault at that 2021 movie.
Oh yeah, is that the one that
Yeah.
got canceled? Did it get canceled, or did it go through?
No, that's probably that educational show, and we kind of got some stuff out of that one. I don't know. It's educational Tom and Jerry show. It just does not sound right to me, despite how pretty much awesome that would be. But no, the Tom and Jerry movie that's kind of live action animation. I think that kind of, I'm not gonna say kill Tom and Jerry. They're doing good. It kind of put a little bit of a grinding halt to it.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Mostly because with the Tom and Jerry stuff in the movie, it's great. The live action stuff, however, no.
I mean,
No,
it's
just-
very rare. I feel like where live action succeeds, but you know, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you find it like weird when Tom and Jerry talk, or is that like totally fine with you?
It's pretty much fine. As long as you don't mention the 1992 movie, I don't care if Tom and Jerry talks to the cows come home.
Did you? And maybe you know this because you're a big expert on it, big fanatic on it. But I hear Tom and Jerry is like pretty popular in like Japan. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Yeah. And I've seen like their version of Tom and Jerry too. It's like more of a chibi style. How do you feel about that one?
That is the most adorable thing on the planet Earth, and nothing can change my mind on that.
I mean, I agree fully. And they've got like a lot of different things. Like I think they have a gacha game even inspired by that. So that's fine.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I did not know about the gacha game.
It's either gacha or it's like a Connect Four not Connect Four, but like Match 4 situation or something like that. They have a lot of those. But I'm getting off topic. Let's get into your first piece. Why don't we?
Right.
All right. So here's your first piece. Before I speak about it, can you talk about this one?
Whoa. So we're going one of the big ones off the bat. Okay.
This was the first one in the in the forum.
Wow.
So, but it's also one of my favorite ones. But please go.
Okay, so I'm going to have to give a little bit of context on this one. So this is one of my professors. It's called a style frame, and basically the point of a style frame is to give a visual example of what a finished project would be. So this one is actually for a passion project of mine, involving a space treasure hunter going on this kind of space treasure hunt, and having to find a certain treasure for this planet with this princess character on the right. I kind of just drew this both as a style frame and a piece of concept art for it. So basically, you got the treasure hunter on the right, and the princess on the left, looking like that she's trying to give a sort of digital as map.
Yeah, kind of treasure
treasure
planty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, I mean, not that I've seen many space movies, but I think it works as a comparison. Can you? I didn't hear this word before, style guide. So like, what do you have to include in sort of like the style? Wait, what did you call it? Style.
Frame.
Style frame. Yeah, like. Can you talk more about that? Because that's the first time I've ever heard this term. Like, what do you need to do for a style frame?
Pretty much for a style frame, it's essentially just an illustration of what the film or short or whatever project you're doing that's animated would look like. So, for example, let's say I'm doing something that's kind of stylized, like the colors don't really match with the character. The lines are kind of going all over the place, something like that. A style frame would pretty much be just an image of something that's related to the project, like a scene that probably may or may not be in the project. That's supposed to give like a visual example of what the finished project might look like. And even then, it's not like, oh, this is what the project's gonna be full stop. Like, no, it's kind of like, okay, this is what I want it to look like, but I can take liberties. Like, I can make it completely different. I could fine tweak certain design elements. It's kind of a cross between a finished illustration and essentially concept art, if that makes a little bit of sense. Wait, I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I muted myself because I'm coughing. But I wanted to say, thank you for telling me. I was gonna say that actually reminds me of like similar to like a pilot in animation, except it's just like one illustration. At least that's how I am rationalizing it. That makes sense though. Like things can change from the pilot, like a lot of things, like I'm just giving out an example because I remember, like, for example, Steven Universe had a very different art style in the pilot than what it became later. You know, whatever your feelings are on Steven Universe. So it sounds like that could be similar in this particular thing where like your style sheet, style image can be like changed, but it's just like what you would like it to be.
Yeah, that's pretty much a good way to go about it, yeah.
So what programs are you using? I'm always interested in the programs people are using.
I mostly use Procreate on my iPad since I got a lot of experience on Procreate, so that's mostly my primary source of just doing art.
Yeah, so I personally don't own an iPad, so I don't have Procreate, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, including its animation program. How do you feel about its animation capabilities? Do you like it, or, how does it work for you?
Oh, I never use Procreate
Oh, you
for
never use.
animation.
Okay. Never mind then. What do you use to animate?
Kind of depends on what I'm using. If I'm using my iPad, there's this app called Toon Squid
Toon
for
Squid.
like what 20 bucks. I think that's how much it is. It is pretty good for an animation app for an iPad. And for my computer, I actually use this at college, Toon Boom Harmony, which I think that's one.
Yes.
Yeah, industry
Yes, industry
standard.
standard. Yes.
Yeah,
Love
I love Toon Boom, especially for frame by frame animation. I love it.
I would love to get my hands on it. I'm glad your college can provide it for you, but that's really good to know. What's your favorite feature of Toon Boom?
I think I forgot what it's called, but it essentially acts like the lasso tool. And that pretty much makes lining up certain elements of your drawing a lot better. I definitely love it since, okay, I'm not gonna call myself inconsistent when I'm animating, but sometimes my size kind of fluctuates between frames.
Hey,
So
I mean,
having
it's it's so difficult to be consistent. So I feel your struggle.
Yeah. So having that tool to essentially manipulate and kind of fiddle with the size, definitely helps. Definitely helps.
Sorry, very nice. So for this particular piece, like, is there any focus that you were trying to do with this? Like, were you trying to really evoke the story in this one? Did you concentrate on like getting your characters and how they come across and like their personality and stuff? Is anything like that?
Yeah, kind of like that. I think when I drew this in my head, I had it. This is kind of like when she got the call. She's on this planet. She found the princess. Princess is about to explain what's going on, and she's kind of just admiring her and the map at the same time.
Yeah, I do feel that. She feels like, well, first of all, this beautiful lady that she's like, wow. So I think that definitely comes across. I'm being very terrible with my time, so I'm going to move on to the next one. Let's take a look. This one is pretty recent, right? I think I saw this one recently.
Yeah.
So what were we doing? Was this one just for fun? Is this a character that you've been developing? What's her story?
Oh, this was just one I did for fun. I actually did this in college during an event. I think it was some sort of presentation. I didn't get like bored or anything. I just needed something to do with my hands.
Yes.
And somehow randomly, the first thing I thought of was a typo walker. So yeah, there you go. I just did typo walker, and I just decided to experiment with a more lifeless, almost storybook-esque color and just style to it.
Yeah. And we're gonna get to it later, but you have a Princess 221. Spoiler alert. But I think you do a really good job with sort of the motion here, where it feels very elegant. The pose feels very elegant. The face, the expression, the very like dainty, pointed feet here. So I really like this one.
Thank you.
sorry, it's a bit of a tangent, but I was asking Mordio, like, if she was part of a circus, like, what would she be? And I said, oh, maybe be a tightrope walker. And she was like, no. But anyway, I think this one is really, really cute. And the color, I mean, it's not like exactly pink, but it's pink forward. And obviously, you know how much I love pink. So, like the colors on this one as well.
Thank you.
How do you feel about drawing backgrounds? I know a lot of people, including myself, say they struggle with it. Do you like drawing backgrounds? Do you like just sort of drawing characters more? Like, what is your favorite thing to do? How do you feel about those things?
I kind of prefer drawing characters a little bit more. It's not like I don't like doing backgrounds. I think it's more the fact that I don't do enough backgrounds.
Hey, that's my story too.
Most of the time I just do like colors, or in case of this, just like get a random brush and just make it look like something and just play it off. Take your time, make it.
Yeah. Because I have very limited capabilities, and it'd be a bit difficult to put. We don't have any of your animations, but we've talked a lot about your animation and stuff like that. How, like, if you were to animate this piece, what would you do for it?
I guess I would just essentially make it a fancy looking walk cycle. Like occasionally she kind of loses her balance a little.
Oh, so not so elegant, perhaps.
So, yeah, not so elegant, kinda.
Yeah, I can imagine, especially because this is more of a slack rope than a tight rope, which I've seen in person, and it's very difficult. So I can imagine perhaps like putting on a show of elegance, but then maybe fumbling just the tiniest bit, and then pulling back up into a posed composition. So
yeah.
Awesome. Is there anything else you would like to talk about for this one before we move on?
No, not really. I think I got enough to say on this one.
No problem. All right, let's go to your next one. Guys, it's the Princess Tutu of what I was talking about, but also Sonic.
Oh, yes!
So I know there's very many like different iterations of Sonic design. Which one is your favorite? Which one is this one?
If I had to describe it, it would be this cross between the games and the movies.
Is the movie one have the beige arms or no?
No, that's the games. I think the movie one is where I get the separate eyes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, another tangent, but how do you like the Sonic movies? Like, dislike, eh?
Love.
Hooray!
Love.
Yay! Because I like them too. I like the second one a lot. I thought that one was fun.
Agreed.
So I know these three characters are ones that you've drawn quite a bit, I would say. I'm sure that's accurate, right? That's pretty much right?
For Sonic and Tails, yes. For Tutu, it's actually a bit of a journey. Let me tell you.
Tell me.
Okay, because for a good while, pretty much up until not really this point with this artwork, it's kind of like a few drawings ago. Mm-hmm. Tutu was that character that I just could not draw for the life of me. And this is coming for someone that could draw a human character very easily.
What did you find difficult about her design?
I think it was just trying to figure out how can I make her design simple but also keep it recognizable. Like, how can I have it in my style but you still know that it's Tutu, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
That's kind of what I did for Sonic. Like, okay, I took liberties. I gave him this kind of classic cartoony vibe, but you can still tell us Sonic. You can still tell us Tails. How do I do the same for Tutu?
I mean, she's very recognizable to me, and I'm not just saying that as a Princess Tutu fan. I think you've accomplished it very well. I mean, all her key features are there. You've got her white tutu, you've got the tool, which you've also done like an opacity thing with, which I think is really good. You've got her little, what are they called? A hoge, the little doof on her head, the crown, even the gems, or sorry, the bracelet on her wrist, which I always forget, by the way. Yeah, I think I've seen your tutu drawings, and I think you've really improved over just the past year that I've seen you. Like, I think you've really captured, or it feels like you're comfortable drawing her in your style. I don't know if you feel that way now, but I certainly feel like that's the truth of it.
No, you're right on the mark. That's accurate.
So Princess Tutu is a very different sort of anime style genre from the Looney Tunes stuff that you've talked about. I've always wanted to ask you, like, what drew you to that, a Princess Tutu in particular, that anime?
It's the same reason everybody got on the Princess Tutu. That one AMV.
The one AMV. I'm
Yes.
probably an outlier because I watched it when it was, I'm sort of being old here, but I remember when it was coming out when I was young, on my friend's TV. They had the channel, I suppose, and then I like got into it later. So I'm not intimately familiar with the AMVs, but I know there's a lot out there. Do you know the name of the AMV that like sort of is famous?
Yes, I know the name of it. It's more the fact that I cannot pronounce it.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Swedish. I am not even gonna try to butcher the heck. I will butcher the heck out of it
Okay.
if I try to say it.
That's okay, never mind. Well, it's out there, guys, if you want to go find it yourselves. I know there's like many talented AMV creators that are in the Discord channel that I know you in. A lot of people have been in the Sleepy Discord, but we are in a Princess Tutu Discord together, and that's how I met you. So, yeah, I think the interactions that you do with Princess Tutu, with your characters and with Sonic characters, you do quite a few crossovers, which I think are really fun. Is that something you like doing a lot, crossovers?
Yeah, pretty much. It's actually kind of funny because this drawing was essentially the crossover that kind of got me into doing crossovers in the first place. Because I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. I was actually going to make what's basically my old Tom and Jerry directed video movie, but with Sonic and Tails. And what did I call it? A Tale of Two Worlds? I think that's what I called it. And I was going to essentially remake it because I did it before during my freshman year of college. Just storyboarding just random scenes, and just somehow it just connected. And I got like, what, 10 minutes? 10 minutes of footage? And I just stopped, and then ever since I just been trying to figure out, okay, how do I actually make it legit?
Yeah, that sounds like a big endeavor, but I would be excited to see if you ever complete it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we're coming up at the end of your time as well. Is there anything in 2026 you're looking forward to art-wise?
I guess it's a few things, but primarily just two. To keep drawing.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm not gonna stop that, but there's actually one that I wanted to do this year, but I guess different stuff decided to just say nope to me. It was actually to make a fully animated short film.
Wow. How long would you aim for?
Kind of depends on how much I do, but I primarily want to do 4 minutes max.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, and I kind of want to, do it in a way that's like, those old theatricals. They're kind of like under umbrella titles and such. And I'm definitely getting closer to that goal because I actually have my own animation studio
Hell yeah.
on Discord.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing your art in the next year, and thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for signing up. Thank you for speaking with us today.
Oh, of course. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, I hope you have a good night and the good rest of the year.
Oh, I will.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. I am actually going to go last to wrap this up, but I'm going to go on a minute break. I'm going to refill my water. I hope you guys will still stick around. Hopefully you'll want to see my stuff as well and hear some of what I have going on. I'll see you in a minute.
Liminal Branch Library. Liminal Branch Library.
Hello guys, I'm back. I have a fresh thing of water and I'm ready to go. Thank you for sticking around. I am gonna go next, and to help with this, I guess, I'm going to have Mordio join me so I'm not just talking to myself. Thank you. The eye catches was a funny little thing that I thought of and decided to do on a whim, and I got one of my friends to do the voice. So he's a voice actor and he's amazing, so he did that for me. Let me get Mordio. I think more streams should have those. I agree. I think some of my favorite ones have those. Hi, Mordio.
Hello.
Hello. Let me make you bigger. Now you can point to all my art.
Oh, yes. Perfect use of this Fugi.
Yeah, so I'm Nova, and hopefully you know me. But if you don't, I've been an artist since I can't even remember. I've always liked drawing. Do a lot of my own OC work. I've started doing a lot of art for streaming since I've started 2 years ago. I've made this form you see before me, and I've also rigged myself. Mordio's little pointing Fugi is also drawn by me. I'm a graphic designer by trade, and I like to do anime if it's not already apparent.
Yeah, pretty apparent, I'd say.
I'm just looking at you pointing. It's really funny saying those things.
This explainer is so good.
Thank you. Yeah, so this year I sort of feel like I didn't do as much finished art as I would have liked. However, I did work pretty hard, I would say. I did quite a few animations. I've been doing that a lot more lately. Hopefully getting better. I do like frame by frame. I use Clip Studio Paint a lot for those things, but I do like a little bit of After Effects work as well.
Yeah, speaking of animations, you were just pointing out things on screen that you've done and the eye catches, which people are complimenting in the chat. But you've also, you have your intro screen loading screen, you have your outro loading screen.
Yes.
And now also I have an animated, well, actually even my original one was animated by you as a very simplistic animation, but now I have a much more involved animated one from you at the start of my streams as well.
Yep, and that was a slog, but I'm happy with how it turned out, and I hope so. You are too.
I'm very happy with it. Came out very, very ominous, very eerie.
Yeah, which is not, I think, what you exactly had in mind, but I kind of ran with the idea.
But it is the vibes that I like, right?
Yeah,
and you know me well enough to know that.
Yeah, I've known you long enough where I think I've catched your vibes. But have you caught mine?
Probably. I mean, I think so.
Anyway. Alright, let's go to my first quote-unquote piece.
Yeah. Unlike your guests, where you put their artwork into this, I have no idea what you're about to unveil.
Yeah, but you have seen all my drawings.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so this is not really like a piece because it's a bunch of standstill images, but I really wanted to put this one on as my favorite pieces. They're also kind of similar, right? They're like full-bodied images of my TTRPG characters. As you can see, Maricel's on there twice because I'm also in love with her, and she has many different outfits that I really like.
For fun.
Yeah, so what I really like about these pieces is I was kind of going for like, not exactly gacha art, but sort of in that direction where I wanted to feel very polished, very clean, which I've been often told my art is very clean styling, but also to show off like the personalities, make a standing image of just like a full body, interesting, showing off personality and stuff like that. Very often I find it difficult, especially when people are commissioning me to do like full body images, is finding a pose that works all the way around, showing off the character. And I feel like I did that for this. I want to do more in this sort of quote-unquote style. I mean, it's just my style, but perhaps like extra polished, I don't know, to sort of like showcase all my characters. I've been really getting into like having nice pieces of my characters that I can kind of just like paste places, because I guess I like to sort of, I'm not even sure what I want to say about that, other than like when I'm ideating and stuff, I kind of like to have a full picture of my character. I don't know if that makes sense, but
I mean, maybe, just like have what you want to see something fully realized and use that to help conceptualize some new things. A couple of things I want to right away point out. Well, first off, in chat, Ish saying, love Marisol and Ning so much, and Lena saying, maybe I should draw her again along with her shitty brother.
Yes! Oh wait, but I love her shitty brother. He's so fun as a counterpart. So and I think he has really good style. I should do a picture of him in this sort of this style. Yeah.
Relatable content, like having nice reference quality images to share. Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah.
I was also going to say, how many people today did we have start with a character or like a theming that was related to tabletop RPGs? Because I feel like 3 out of 6 people,
yeah,
the very first thing we had to talk about was tabletop RPGs each time. Just, font of inspiration right there.
I mean, I think the meshing of TTRPG players and artists is just a beautiful thing, and it makes you excited to play the game each time. And as I think Onyx mentioned, like even when you're not playing, at least you can think about your characters and like, put them in situations and stuff like that.
If I drew more, I'm sure I would draw a lot of characters. I don't know if I'd ever be able to get as ambitious as you were with your campaign, your brief campaign that you ran, where you had a little portrait for, I think, every important NPC.
Yeah, I drew those on sticky notes at work.
Yep. I don't think I could ever reach that level, but yeah, really nice. And this, to go back to this artwork in particular, it is a nice set of drawings of outfits, and like you said, not quite gacha-y, but they have a particular pop to them, I feel like, right? Where it's easy to imagine them being shown on like a character introduction, or like at the start of a scene, or like this person slides in, right? Like at a visual
Yeah.
novel type thing. Like you get this like as a pop-up, but then it like stretches. I'm gesturing with my hands. Only thing people can see with my hands is me pointing at the artwork.
That's okay. I'll move you around a little bit.
But there you go. But I'm like, there's like almost like a visual effect I can picture clearly with these of them appearing on the screen with the first line of the character, like the little name, the cut in, maybe a title, and then it moves into the actual gameplay or etc. Right, and then this is no longer the art that you see, but this is like the impression art, key art for an anime or game. Lena says, vibe of being official artwork for something.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of the vibe I was getting. Like I was trying to say with gacha game art.
Yeah.
It's sort of like the vibe is sort of like you would see it in something official, I suppose. I don't know. It's just got the vibes. That's all I could say. I did want to point out for Marisol's outfits, because I try to get her to have a different outfit all the time, which is almost impossible, but it does sort of like stretch my design skills. This first one is a dress I made for her character lineup, which I only did in black and white, so I had to find the colors to sort of, I had to rediscover the colors because I only had it in black and white. I really like this outfit for, I feel like it's simple and complicated at the same time. Like the overall shapes and dress is simple, but then you've got the crazy intricate accessories, which I really liked, which I just did sort of randomly. And then
I mean, some of those accessories, they're well, I was going to say they're very sharp, but they look like literally physically sharp in some places.
Yeah, it's not practical, but high fashion hardly ever is.
And I mean, not that it really matters or we need to get into it, but in terms of TTRPG characters, she's very high on the power scale. So, you know, she can afford to be impractical with her outfits.
Yeah, she's fighting with heels, and it makes sense for her. And this outfit, I actually only did when I first created it, I had just like the bust up. So a lot of I guess I'll try to move over a little bit here, but her shoes, her like the bottom half, how the cape, cloak, whatever is, I had to imagine. I made a bust image of this, and then I liked the outfit so much I wanted to explore what that was, and so I came up with this. I particularly love the shoes, so
yeah, the little feather touches on the sides of like the front half of the foot, very nice touch.
Thank you. And I've talked a lot about Marisol, but that's because she has so many different outfits. But I have the name drawing here. I made many different versions. One without Horus, who's here, the eyeball creature. One with, I made like a logo sort of for Ning. It's not really a logo, but it's just like typography with it, with them, without, and I have all these transparent. I just have so many versions of this because I imagine using this for something in the future.
Oh.
And these are to scale too, and by scale I mean relative to each other. I don't know if I kind of had to paste it here in the PowerPoint, but if Ning were like standing and not in this like jumping pose, Ning would be relative size to Marisol here. A lot of times when I'm making like these standalone images, no one's to scale, and that's what I want to try to do in the future, is like make everybody to scale, but in this refined style, so I can just have like a lineup of characters.
Yeah, ambitious, but would be very satisfying to have.
It would be. I want to go back to doing that, but one day.
If you were to go back to doing it, who do you think would be next on the list?
So if I were doing it in order, it would be Curtis. However, I really just want to do Bunny because they're my current character. And I think they have a lot of style, and they're so uniquely different. I mean, Curtis is very different from these characters as well, but Bunny is what I'm playing right now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think I'll move on to the next one.
You're driving.
There's Ning again!
I gotta wait for the stream to catch up.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm not sharing with you. I can do that now if you'd like.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, 1 second. Do-do-do. Share. Wait, can you see this?
Yep.
All right, great. So this one was actually made in a switch around in the Sleepy Discord. We've mentioned the Sleepy Discord a lot. So there's this game called Switch Around where we'll have like a theme that everybody draws. They'll sketch out a piece, and then when they're done with the sketch, they'll hand it to a random person and they will do that line art. And then another random person will finish it up with the color. I don't remember what the prompt was for this one. I think it might have been like queer couples. And then of course I had to draw Ning and Lydia here because they're my favorites in the world. It's one of my few characters that I actually have like a partner. I don't really create characters with relationships in mind, except for like a few exceptions, this being one of them. And I really liked the sketch so much that I went ahead and finished it myself. So this isn't like someone's line art in color, though someone did do that for this piece. But some of the pieces that I made for Switch Around I like so much that I wanted to turn it into my own piece.
Right. I mean, that's fun, and I can also imagine it's fun to compare what other people came up with what you came up with in the end. You know.
Oh, the Miku piece apparently was also part of Switch Around. Actually, I do remember that. I think I do remember that.
Sounds like these art games are really good for coming up with ideas and things, and honing your skills.
Yeah. This was based off of a reference I saw, like the pose, but everything else, I drew from hand. So if you see something similar, that's because that is a pose reference. What I really like about this one, honestly, a lot of things, but something I tried different, I think, is I don't know how well people can catch it on stream, but it has like a noise filter on top.
It's got texture.
Yeah, it's a little bit of texture, a little bit of fuzzy texture. It felt more like, I guess it felt vintage, a little more vintage effect when it had a little bit of noise on top. I rarely do that kind of thing, but I tried it for this one and I think it turned out pretty well. And it also has like this light airbrush of blue on the left side, or our left side of Ning, where it's like, it has almost that washed out effect, which I think helps with that vintage sort of look.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And I don't know, they just look so happy. They look excited to be with each other. This is like one of... I've drawn them together a decent amount, but I feel like this one really captures a softer side with them. I mean, like TTRPGs are pretty serious things happen, and fighting happens, and drama, and etc. So a lot of the times when I'm drawing them, I have that sort of concept in mind, but they're in a relationship. They're just really cute. I think this captures that.
Yeah, I think it does too, and it's fun to see characters who you often see in dramatic or stressful situations finally enjoying some earned happiness and relaxation, right? Like,
yeah,
there's catharsis in that.
Thank you, Carly. I think I draw puff sleeves a lot. I don't think I ever draw them really accurately, but what I do like about this is the sleeve of the puff, where I don't know, it feels, even though it's kind of like flat, it feels like a more realistic depiction of what the texture or like the fabric would be like, in my opinion. I don't know if the people could disagree, but that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, so for this one, I know you've been saying vintage, but how long ago was this campaign? Do you remember? Because at this point, they are kind of vintage in terms of characters.
They're evergreen.
Evergreen? Okay.
Because I will draw
It's been
them
at least-
forever, I think.
It's been at least 8 years, right? If not
Longer.
longer.
At least a decade.
Oh, a decade. Dang,
Definitely.
it's been a decade.
It's been, yeah, quite a long time. That was like one of our longest campaigns, but
That one, there was a very long break in the middle, so.
that's true. And we had to sort of reset it at some point.
Yep. Yeah, due to cast changes, availability, etc. So.
So, like, as probably many TTRPG players have experienced, Ning is sort of like the character that made me explore non-binariness. Like, I made them non-binary from the get-go, and it was sort of like a touchstone of how I would imagine this character living the world. And so that sort of like really made me think about my own gender presentation, and just like really allow me to explore that avenue, which is a story you hear all the time, but that's what makes Ning particularly special to me. And I just love them.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, like you said, it's a very common story for a reason. TTRPGs are a great place to just, get to try on different aspects of yourself. This character might have this trait of yours amplified, this one may have this one, and then you may just take things you're considering. It's like, how does that make me feel? And you get to put that into a character and get to try it on, and if you like it, you get to incorporate that into yourself more consciously. Or if you, maybe that's not it, you factor that into the next revision, Working through stuff through your TTRPG characters. Which one of us hasn't done that? Exactly.
I guess I'll move on to the next piece, but yes, love this one. Here's one. Look, it's you.
Hey, it's me. Look, I'm pointing at myself. Look, it's me over there.
Wait, hold on. Why can't I move you?
Why can't you move me? I don't know.
You're stuck. Sorry.
Pick me up.
Oh, wait, no, here you go.
I'm very light in this form. You should be able to grab me and throw me around.
Yeah, there you are. Point.
Whoa! Look at me. Look, it's me.
Yes.
That's
yes.
me. Wow.
So, I made a decent amount of, correction. I made some pieces that I would have put here, like in part of this presentation that I couldn't because it still needs to be secret, but I chose this picture to be one of my last ones because I think the method in which I drew it is something new I've been trying, and how successful it is, I don't know, but I would love to hear how people feel about it. So I've been doing a lot of compositions in 3D using Clip Studio Paint's 3D free assets, and so it's helped me feel more comfortable with background design. And usually when I create these 3D spaces, I'm drawing over them, but I didn't do it in this case. So a lot of the background, pretty much all the background, what you see is just the 3D model, but carefully edited to feel cohesive as a piece. So these are all free assets. They're free to use. So it's not like I'm stealing anything or anything. But I put all the characters in a space, and then I thought, with being that it was going to be a very like black and white piece, I felt like it was okay for me to sort of just, use adjustment layers and blending modes, blurring things to make the piece feel like expansive, like you're really in this space, without doing too much effort. Because let me tell you, I've done a lot of books in my drawing days thanks to this library we're in.
Yeah, that does tend to be present. They do tend to be
Yes,
present, huh?
and it's a pain. It's a pain in the ass to draw all the books. And sometimes I just kind of want to create the piece. So the thing that's primarily drawn here is you.
Me.
Still with the assistance of 3D modeling, but capture. I drew it completely myself. And yeah, I kind of want to be very moody with this piece. And this is what I think. This is background desktop size. I miss doing desktop backgrounds because I feel like I really push myself to do compositional pieces. So this was kind of one of those. So in some ways, I feel like maybe this is not my best piece of art, but it is a new thing I'm trying, and I think it's still effective as an art piece.
Oh yeah, it's very effective as an art piece and as a desktop background, which I have set as my background ever since you made this piece. Sure. It really has like you said at the beginning, a moodiness to it, the way it pulls focus, right? It's a very, very nice, very fun composition. Like the little specters off to either side, the predecessors, right?
Yeah, just random people. I was kind of lazy with the designs, but I also felt like it's a silhouette, so you only need to do a few key things. But I think, if you can kind of catch a tiny bit of personality in the designs and everything there, so yeah.
Yeah, they're an impression of people, right?
Yes. Well, I think that's the end. Those are my 3 pieces. I suppose.
Well, then on this one,
yes.
Some questions for you, Nova, about your year of artwork.
Okay.
So, first off, we already talked about you've been doing a lot of animations this year, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about doing all your clean drawings. Have you, and in this one, actually, you mentioned doing a new technique or like a technique you've been trying to do more, right? For backgrounds and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other new tools, features you've learned, favorite brushes, etc., that you're particularly fond of that you've picked up this year?
In terms of brushes, I would say that there's not any one particular brush that I've picked up and I've really liked. There's some standard brushes in CSP that I've been attracted to. Usually it's just the G pen. That's my main thing where I use all my clean line art and everything. I have the design, I think it's called the design pencil, which I like to use to sketch. Sometimes do line art if I'm being a little quote unquote looser with it, or to shade occasionally, but still give some texture. One thing I'll say is that I am collecting brushes all the time when it comes to effects or things that I don't feel like drawing a lot of. So
okay, that makes sense.
yeah,
right.
I create my own brushes sometimes as well. If I know I'm gonna have a repeating pattern or item, I'll draw maybe 3 or 4 of them, and I'll draw them at the right resolution. Because a lot of the time I feel with brushes you download from Clip Studio Paint, while they're very useful, a lot of the time they're gonna look very off from your style because they're not drawn in your style. They're not the right line weight, they're not the right shape or what style. It doesn't blend with your style all the time. And sometimes you can get away with it, but a lot of times if I'm doing flowers or something, it'll look off because I didn't draw it. So what I'll do is draw my own brushes. I'll draw 3 or 4 different flowers in the right resolution in my style, and then I'll make my own brush. And that way it still feels like it's my art because it is, but I'm not doing all that meticulous work.
That makes a lot of sense, especially what you're saying about how the brushes may not feel like they fit in. Now, I don't draw nearly as much as you, but that is something that I've run into when using custom brushes, is that I'll use it and I'll be like, this is close, but now it doesn't look like it's a part of the drawing,
Right.
And I got to do extra work. Or what might end up happening is I'll use the brush and then I'll make it semi-transparent, and then I'll like draw my own version using that.
Yeah, which is
over
also
top
a
or
good
something,
technique
right?
as well. Like you can definitely use those things as bases and then draw on top of it and then make it like more your style without having to do like all the back-breaking effort.
Yeah, but it makes sense that if you're a bit more, skilled, experienced, draw the things you need a couple times, boom, make a brush. You've created your own tool for the job.
I mean, I don't think you even have to be that experienced to create your own brush. I think it's a good idea regardless because it will always be your style, right?
That's fair. Yeah. Other question. Now, you've been doing art streams most Mondays this year and many Mondays last year as well.
Yeah, Mondays
How do you think
on this channel, 8:30 p.m. EST. Be there.
Eastern time, any Eastern time, doesn't have EST, EDT doesn't matter.
Yes,
All of them.
all the ETs.
Yep, all the ETs. How are you feeling second year of Art Stream Mondays? Or how do you think they're influencing you? Do you think they're letting you draw more things? Do you think they're letting you be consistent, etc.?
That's a great question, and I would love the answer to be yes, it's making me draw more. I think it is, but I don't think it's always. It's not always making me finish things. Sometimes I'll start things and then not finish them, which is okay. Like you're still getting the drawing in. Sometimes I'm using art or like that art time to get something done. But always when I'm streaming art, I want to try to be conversational because it's not,
Right.
I'm still trying to entertain people and that can be difficult while I'm drawing. So I think what it's really done for me is let me practice having a conversation and drawing at the same time, which I'm not perfect at, but I think I have gotten better, I hope. And it's really, really helpful when all you Starlings talk to me during the thing. I'm not very used to talking about myself or just talking in general for long periods of time. I'm doing it right now and it's killing my throat, but I still enjoy doing it, so in that respect it's helped.
It's a very interesting point you raised. Some of the advice I often hear for me, I'm usually looking up VTubing advice, but it comes up for streaming advice in general, right? Is that one of the skills you need to refine and practice is being able to talk to yourself, right?
Yeah.
And it sounds like these art streams, while they have been useful for you to consistently draw, the real thing you've been working on is your talk to yourself skill during them.
Yes.
And it makes sense that that's hard because like when you're playing a game or something, you're relatively constantly getting new things to react to and talk about. But with art, you're doing the same thing for an hour and a half, 2 hours. So
Yeah.
it's tough. That's a real tough place to.
It's tough, and
your brain's really working on the piece if you're trying to make progress.
yeah. If I was just talking about drawing, like what I'm doing in the moment, it would be much easier. But I don't think that's always entertaining. So. Yeah.
And I have one last question, which you always ask all of your guests, which is, not the Vic Michaelis one, which is, what is your goal for the next year?
Next year, I simply want to draw more. I don't feel like I drew that much this year because I was kind of all over the place. I'm trying to promote the channel. I'm trying to do things for stream, which don't always translate very well into like final pieces. They're good and they're important and I value them. But I often find myself trying to look back on the year and finding those finished pieces, and those are what I'm most proud of. Like those are easy ones to like show and see and etc. Streaming is very fun, but also it's like very metric based, right? And so I'm
Right.
looking more at numbers than I am like the accomplishments that I've done for them, which is difficult and something I'm trying to work through. But I just simply want to draw more, perhaps more fan art. I've been drawing a lot of me a lot. I'm sure you're sick of seeing me all the time. You'd like to see something else. But yeah, I think that's what I would like to work at. Just simply making more time for art, draw more.
You heard it here first. Art streams Mondays, art streams Tuesdays, art streams Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Every day is gonna be an art stream.
No,
I'm kidding.
no.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know, given infinite time, I would also be in the Draw More Club, but alas, so many things to do.
Yeah. Well, I think this closes it up for 2025 Art in Review. Let me move out of the way here so you can see everybody again. I'm going to go over here where I am. Thank you so much. I guess I'm covering you up. 1 second.
That's okay. It's fine.
Thank you to all my guests who came and talked about their art. I appreciated it. Appreciate you. Make sure you follow the channels. Thank you everybody who talked in chat and gave really nice compliments to everybody. I appreciate it so much. If you are an artist, if you want to talk more about drawing, if you don't mind joining just yet another Discord, we have our Discord available for everybody to join if you so choose, if you're interested. I do art streams every Monday at 8:30. So if you liked talking about art, if you liked seeing me do stuff, continue to do things, you can check me out on Mondays. Or if you just want to hang out with us on stream, let me know. Mordio and I stream like 4 times a week about, and we're doing.
We stream most weekdays.
Yes, most weekdays, very consistently. So I hope to see you there as well. I am going to raid into someone right now. If you don't know what raiding is, if you're new to Twitch, it's where we go to another channel and we say hi to them. So it gives them engagement. It's just a really nice thing to do. I have a raid message, so if you're not familiar, you're gonna copy what I have right here, this little raid message. You put it into someone else's stream. It would be really nice if you could just say hi to them. You don't have to stick around, but it's nice to do those kind of things. But regardless, if you don't do that and you're just saying goodnight now, have a great night. We're still going to do more streams until the end of the year, so check that out. Have a happy new year, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.